Donovan McNabb and the Eagles look to put last week's loss behind them as they travel west to the Bay Area on a beautiful Sunday afternoon in San Francisco. An NFC matchup between two 1-1 clubs, the San Francisco 49ers and the Philadelphia Eagles from Monster Park. And a good afternoon, everybody. We welcome you to the NFL on Fox. I'm Kenny Albert. Along with Brian Baldinger, the Philadelphia Eagles suffered a monumental collapse last Sunday at home against the Giants. The Eagles led by 17 points in the fourth quarter, lost the game in overtime. So Andy Reid's job this week, erase the memories of the Giants, Brian. Look ahead to the 49ers.
It is, but getting rid of that hangover effect is a lot easier said than done. And so he said, Andy Reid told us, don't let one game beat you twice. And then Donovan McNabb, the quarterback, said, we will never collapse like that again as long as I'm quarterback. And today, he's going to lead the #1 offense in football without his prize receiver, Dante Stallworth, out with a hamstring injury. In his place is Hank Baskett. So they've got that task in front of them. And for San Francisco, their team trying to create an identity. Mike Nolan, the head coach, said, Philly has one, we're trying to get it. And Alex Smith is the face of this organization. He looks like he has a new identity. Much better player after 2 weeks this year than he was a year ago. And he has some help to help shoulder the load. Running back Frank Gore is second in this league in yards from scrimmage. And if the 49ers are going to pull the upset today, Frank Gore is going to have a big part of the offense this afternoon.
All right, Brian, we check out early scores. The Bears, in come-from-behind fashion, leading Minnesota by 3. Wild one in Tampa. First win for the Panthers. Bucks drop to 0-3. 7-point victory for the Colts. Jets go to 2-1. Washington with their first win of the season. Green Bay over Detroit. Cincinnati over Pittsburgh. And Miami comes from behind to defeat Tennessee.
Here we go. Niners on 3. 1, 2, 3. I need all my 1, 2, 3. Let's go, baby.
The Philadelphia Eagles have won the toss. Dexter Wynn back deep. Joe Nedney will get things started for the 49ers, who lost in Arizona week 1, beat the St. Louis Rams by a touchdown here last Sunday. Eagles a win in Houston, overtime loss to the Giants. And we are underway in San Francisco. Kickoff out of bounds, so the Eagles will start at the 40.
Well, the Eagles are going to get great field position to start this game at their own 40-yard line, Kenny. And if I was the Eagles, if I was Andy Reid, and I wanted to erase the bad taste in my mouth from a week ago, I would come out and send a message to the 49ers and to my team, and I would go deep on the first play. I would attack this team. They scored 42 points a year ago against them, primarily the same starters. I'd come out, and I'd let McNabb let it fly and try to get a big play early. At least send a message to your team that we feel awful about what happened last week.
Without Dante Stallworth, Baskett and Brown are the wideouts. The handoff to Buckhalter. Flea flicker on the first play. McNabb going deep for Reggie Brown. He makes the catch inside the 15-yard line of the 49ers.
It's exactly the mentality Andy Reid had. Attack him early. Here's a play-action fake. Buckhalter in the backfield, perfectly executed. And then McNabb left off right where he performed in that first half last week against the Giants. Without Dante Stallworth today in the lineup, look for Reggie Brown to be the go-to guy all afternoon.
50 yards from McNabb to Brown on the flea flicker on the first play from scrimmage. What a start for the Eagles. First and goal from the 10. Off the play fake. McNabb can't find anyone. Throws it out of bounds. Donovan McNabb over 300 yards passing each of the first 2 weeks. The men protecting McNabb, the 3-time Pro Bowler William Thomas at left tackle. Jamal Jackson in the middle. Westbrook and Tepe in the backfield. Greg Lewis replacing Dante Stallworth, and the tight end is L.J. Smith.
Nobody in the backfield here. Spreading San Francisco out sideline to sideline.
McNabb on 2nd and goal. Quick out to the tight end, Smith. He's wrapped up by Tony Parrish. Brought down at the 5, setting up 3rd and goal. We welcome those of you who have been watching the Bears and the Vikings. Kenny Albert, Brian Baldinger from San Francisco. The Philadelphia Eagles coming off the overtime loss to the Giants last week on the first play from scrimmage. A flea flicker 50-yard pass from McNabb to Reggie Brown. Eagles now facing 3rd and goal from just inside the 5.
We go split backfield for protection right here to help McNabb against any blitz.
McNabb shoveled past Westbrook, touchdown.
Or to get the ball into Brian Westbrook's hands. If you want to erase a hangover, you attack the team, you get the ball in the playmaker's hands, and you score on the opening drive, and you send a message to the 49ers and your team that we're ready to play.
What a start for the Eagles, a 4-play drive. David Akers adds the extra point. Eagles come out firing a flea flicker. 50-yard pass play, setting up the touchdown. McNabb to Westbrook. 7-0 Eagles.
Fox NFL Sunday is sponsored by Southwest Airlines, proud sponsor of the NFL and official airline of Super Bowl 41.
Watch the first play right here. Correll Buckhalter, the throwback flea flicker, McNabb to Reggie Brown. I think Andy Reid came up with that play probably minutes after the horrendous defeat to the Giants last week, and then Westbrook's first touch gets him into the end zone. Really, Andy said he spent 6 hours in the flight coming here doing nothing but studying for the 6 hours, looking for that little wrinkle that he could get the team off to a good start with.
Akers kickoff taken at the 3 by Maurice Hicks. Hicks has had some big returns this year. Stopped just shy of the 20. So Alex Smith will lead the 49ers out, making his 10th NFL start so far this season over the first 2 games. No interceptions, and he has been sacked only once.
Yeah, you know, last year as a rookie he had 7 starts, Kenny, and he he threw 1 touchdown in the last game of the year versus 11 interceptions. Already you can see the development here with Norv Turner, the offensive coordinator, better weapons around him. He's playing much more confidently.
Frank Gore, the lone back. 2 tight ends. 1st and 10 for the 49ers. Off the play fake to Gore. Smith hits Gore out of the backfield, and he's tackled at the 23-yard line by Dhani Jones after a gain of 4. As we check out the 49ers offensive line, Adam Snyder making the start for the injured Larry Allen. Frank Gore in his 2nd season out of Miami, 2nd in the league in yards from scrimmage, behind only the Chiefs' Larry Johnson. Second down and 6, the handoff to Gore, and Gore works his way across the 25 to the 26-yard line, brought down by Darwin Walker, setting up a 3rd down and 4 for the 49ers. Big loss suffered by the Eagles last week. Javon Kearse out for the season, so Trent Cole, who leads the league in sacks, makes the start at defensive end. Trotter in the middle has been to 4 Pro Bowls. And Roderick Hood continues to start for the injured Lito Shepherd. Smith out of the shotgun. 3 wide receivers on 3rd down and 4. Smith with time, and the pass is caught by Gore. It will depend on the spot, right at the 30-yard line.
Yeah, the 49ers are putting their punt team out there. He's going to be probably 6 inches to a foot short here. And the Eagles will have stopped their first opponent on the opening drive all season.
Eagles allowed long drives, touchdown drives to both Houston and the Giants on the opening drive of the game. Reno Mahe back deep, awaiting Andy Lee's punt. Lee from his own 20. Mahe from the 29. And Mahe brings it back to the 37. 8-yard return, giving the Eagles some good field position once again. They took advantage of field position following the opening kickoff. The flea flicker. McNabb to Reggie Brown, 50 yards. 7-0 Philadelphia. Eagles without Dante Stallworth today. Did not practice on Friday due to the hamstring injury. On first down, this is Westbrook, who has the Eagles touchdown. And he gains 3 out to the 40-yard line, brought down by the former Raven Marcus Douglas. Douglas joined up front in the 3-4 by Anthony Adams and the 4-time Pro Bowl end Bryant Young. Manny Lawson, an impressive rookie out of North Carolina State, first-round draft pick. And in the secondary, Harris and Spencer, the corners. Parrish and Adams are the safeties. Buckhold to the lone back. 2nd down and 7. 2 tight ends set. And the give to Buckhalter coming right. Met initially by Young, but a good second effort as he leans forward to the 45-yard line. Finally brought down by Shawntae Spencer. Stopped 2 yards shy of a first down.
You know, the Eagles last week, and I mean, you don't want to keep talking about last week, but their execution, the first 3 quarters of that game, was as good as I've ever seen the Eagles do. And, you know, McNabb told us in the meeting on Friday that they thought they left 100 yards passing on the field, 60 yards rushing. They thought they could have had a 600-yard offensive day against their division rival, the Giants.
They dominated the first 3 quarters. Eagles have to get to the 42 from the shotgun. McNabb. Good coverage by the linebacker Derek Smith on Brian Westbrook.
You know, everybody around the league says you want to stop the Eagles, you got to stop Westbrook. Now, Derek Smith's been around for 10 years, and he knows that. And his coverage on Westbrook was what every team should do. You cover him like a glove. And they picked him up on the screen right there, and they know that that's Donovan's first look on 3rd and short, is to the screen out of the backfield.
So Dirk Johnson will punt for the first time. The rookie out of Wisconsin, Brandon Williams, in his first NFL game, back deep for the 49ers as the ball is down at the 20-yard line by the Eagles. 5.5 gone by first quarter. 7-0 Philadelphia. Back in San Francisco, Eagles leading 7-0. They beat the 49ers week 2 of last season, Brian, 42-3.
Yeah, and this is a completely different outfit right now. In fact, you know, Mike Nolan told us during the week that this is a measuring stick game for them to see where they're at compared to a year ago.
From the 20, Smith faked the toss to Gore, in trouble, and he throws it away. Pressure from Darren Howard.
You know, when Alex Smith was drafted, he was just 21 years old and had never played in a drop-back style before. And he didn't have very good talent around him. In fact, his starting running back, Kevin Barlow, is gone. Their leading receiver, Brandon Lloyd, is gone. And they've got better guys. I mean, Frank Gore right now is the starting running back, and Antonio Bryant is a guy they picked up that's had 2 100-yard receiving games his first 2 games as a 49er. And Jerry Rice or nobody else ever did that for the 49ers before.
Now 2nd and 10. Gore up the middle. Gains 2, met by the middle linebacker Jeremiah Trotter.
You know, and every quarterback wants a good running game. And so you start up front with the offensive line. And I thought at the end of the season last year when the 49ers won their last 2 games that offensive line with Eric Heitman and Justin Smiley, Adam Snyder, those guys in there right now had started playing better. And they are playing better across the front. They're blocking better up front. They're protecting better. Alex Smith not sacked last week against the Rams. Some good young players in that offense.
He's been sacked only once in 2 games. 3rd down and 7. 49ers have to get to the 30 for a first down. Smith in trouble, took a hit, and the 49ers will punt it away.
Well, the team that leads this league in sacks is the Philadelphia Eagles, 13 of them, and they're upset they didn't get Alex Smith on the ground. Watch this overloaded blitz right here. Jim Johnson, the defensive coordinator, sends 5 to one side. Now, they didn't get there, but obviously this pressure here by Jaquay Thomas affected this throw. Here.
Andy Lee punting for the second time. Good kick, forcing Mahe all the way back to the 20. Couple of nice cuts, and Reno Mahe finally brought down after a return of 23 yards by Billy Badgema. 53-yard punt, good return, and for the third time in this first quarter, terrific field position for the Eagles. Good field position once again for the Eagles, Brian. They've started at the 40, the 38, and now the 43.
Yeah, well, it's a team game, so special teams are part of it. 49ers haven't helped themselves on the special teams.
The handoff to Westbrook on first down. Big hole up the middle into 49ers territory. Brian Westbrook gaining 9 yards.
You know, I talked to Brian Westbrook on the field before the game, and he really didn't practice all week. He practiced a little bit on Friday and a walkthrough here at the stadium yesterday, and really, there's nothing wrong with his knee. Everybody's talking about inflammation on the knee. What happened was he had an orthotic that didn't fit properly, that he made for an injury he had last year called a Liz Frank injury, and it took pressure off the heel where the injury occurred. And now he got the orthotic corrected on his left foot, and his knee now he feels much better, and the quickness is all the way back.
Second down and 1. Play action, McNabb with loads of time, and then hits a wide open Westbrook for an Eagles first down at the San Francisco 40.
Watch Brian Westbrook here and what he does to help his left tackle, William Thomas. Watch the chip block out here on the defensive end by Westbrook. If you're a left tackle here and you've got Melvin Oliver right there, Westbrook knocks the wind out of him, then look at this. Boom, throws the whole body in there, now sneaks out, and he picks up the first down. So you bang the defensive end, you help your tackle, and you get the first down. He is a complete player.
First and 10 from the 40 of the 49ers. McNabb over the top, and the catch is made at the 34-yard line by Reggie Brown. As we check in downstairs with the third member of our broadcast crew in San Francisco, Don Toleffson. Don?
Hey, Kenny and Baldy, that first play really took the air out of the fans here. This place was really loud, and after one play, not the touchdown even, one play it got real quiet. And Baldy, what a big confidence builder for Reggie Brown, who was going to be the #1 before Dante Stallworth. What a play he made on that pass.
Now they want to get him involved in this offense, even if Dante was out there today.
Second down and 3. Buckhalter turns the corner and looks to be just shy of the marker.
Well, this is going to set up a 3rd and short, and it's really an area that bothered the Eagles last week. 3rd down and 1, 4th and 1. They weren't good at all last week. So I'm sure it's something that they have worked on all week long. And for the 49ers, they kind of know. I think they didn't see a quarterback sneak from Donovan McNabb last week, and that's a play that he converted 21 out of 22 times at quarterback position.
Buckhalter, the lone back. 3rd and 1.
There it is.
Quarterback sneak. McNabb has the Eagles first down.
You know, you got to look at Donovan. He's 240 pounds. He gets right behind a huge offensive line. Sean Andrews at right guard and Jamal Jackson at center. And you can see the push that they got up the middle. And I think when the Eagles looked at the tape Sunday night after that loss, they probably regretted on 4th and 1 a couple of times not doing that with McNabb.
So the Eagles able to move the chains. They lead 7-0. 5 minutes remaining. First quarter from San Francisco. From the 28. Play action. McNabb fires to a wide open Brown, and Reggie Brown has a first down inside the San Francisco 5-yard line, a 24-yard connection.
Kenny, as we have already seen, pass protection is more than just your offensive line. Watch the running backs here. Watch Thomas Tapeh here in pickup. He seals right there. Manny Lawson stones him right there. Look at the vision that McNabb's able to have. They know that the 49ers have to gamble to get pressure. And if you gamble, your running backs have got to pick up the blitzer. So far today, they've been perfect.
Without Stallworth, big first quarter for Brown. 3 catches, 81 yards.
Came in today with only 3 catches on the season.
First and goal from the 4, Brian Westbrook, who has the Eagles touchdown. And Westbrook able to gain 3, down to the 49ers 1. So do you think, Andy, decided on the first play flea flicker as Burris caught that pass last week in overtime?
I think it was right after that loss. I mean, probably in the locker room. He'd already started looking ahead. And I think he was kicking himself for some play calling, not running some quarterback sneaks, and you got to live with it. But like he said, don't let one bad game beat you twice.
Second and goal. The fake to Tapei. McNabb, a little lob into the end zone to L.J. Smith for the touchdown.
Beautiful use of play action, and his leading receiver now gets the touchdown catch on the season. First one for L.J. Smith. Excellent ball mechanics by McNabb. And the #1 offense, minus their star wide receiver Stallworth, doesn't look like they're missing a beat here.
Nice soft touch from McNabb to L.J. Smith. Now David Akers for the point after. So the Philadelphia Eagles looking to erase the memories of last Sunday's collapse. Off to a great start. They lead the San Francisco 49ers 14-0. The 49ers hoping to build on their victory a week ago, down 14-0 to the Eagles in the first quarter.
Well, from the very first play, though, the Eagles came out and have attacked. And McNabb can't be any sharper to start this game. And the flea flicker there to Westbrook for the first touchdown. Second touchdown here, play action pass to L.J. Smith. Once again, McNabb having fun just getting everybody involved in this offense.
Spread the ball around last week to 9 different receivers in the game against the Giants. Here's Maurice Hicks on the return for the 49ers. Hicks followed up at the 27-yard line. Sean Considine in on the tackle for the Eagles. On special teams, a late penalty marker thrown after Hicks was brought down.
Yeah, I think it's going to be against the 49ers.
Defense, number 98. Correction. Kick receiving team, number 98. Half the distance to the goal, first down.
Terry McCauley agrees with you. It's against the 49ers' Paris Harrelson.
Late hit. All right, he's taking it from Jason Short. You know, I mean, which one? And which one was first?
Sometimes the second guy gets caught. Just ask Trent Cole of the Eagles.
Trent Cole still saying that he lost the game last week on a roughing penalty against Kareem McKenzie of the Giants. Kicked him in the groin late. Now the Giants are getting good field position to tie the game up.
Following the penalty on Harrelson, 49ers start at their own 14-yard line. Empty backfield. Alex Smith to the air on first down. And the pass is just out of the reach of the rookie tight end out of Maryland, Vernon Davis.
Well, Vernon Davis dropped a touchdown pass last week for the 49ers by just throwing one hand up on the ball. And he's a rookie now, and he's not used to the ball coming out this fast. Watch this. This is a perfect throw by Alex Smith. Down the seam, and you got to get 2 hands on the ball. I mean, you got to lay out, put 2 hands up there. That college one-handed stuff doesn't work in the NFL. And if you're the 49ers, right now, they have scored on big plays this year, and that could have been a big play.
Instead, 2nd and 10 from their own 14-yard line. Got the play fake. Smith looking to set up the screen, but he was pressured again by Jaquay Thomas.
Well, the Eagles now rotate 8 defensive linemen. Jim Johnson, the defensive coordinator, there in the picture, even without Javon Curse, which is a big loss. They continue to substitute. Today, Jerome McDougal is active and playing out there on the field. They believe in keeping their defensive line fresh. One of the reasons why they lead the league with 13 sacks right now. And last week, those defensive linemen, they won one-on-one battles up front. You really can't double team any one guy because the other guy can beat you.
The 49ers looking for their first down today. They've gone 3 and out twice. Smith on 3rd and 10. And he is now misfired on his last 5 pass attempts. Again, pressure from Jaquay Thomas.
Jaquay Thomas and Trent Cole wrapping their hands around Alex Smith here. Alex Smith not able to set up in the pocket. Well, here's Jaquay Thomas on the outside. See, he gets a good run on Quaim Harris.
So the 49ers, who went 3 and out only 3 times in their first 2 games, have already gone 3 and out 3 times in the first quarter.
Yeah, and you got to give a lot of credit to the Eagles defense right now. The pressure up front is affecting Alex Smith in the pocket.
Andy Lee punting from his own 2-yard line, forcing Reno Mahe all the way back. A fair catch by Mahe at the 31. 55-yard punt by Andy Lee. How about Mark Brunell? 22 consecutive completions for the Redskins against Houston. That's an NFL record for 1 game. Brett Favre becomes the 2nd quarterback in league history to reach the 400 touchdown mark. Dan Marino with 420, and Carson Palmer with a big day in the Bengals victory over the Steelers.
Well, Brett Favre will be at Lincoln Financial Field next Monday night, coming off 2 good games in a row, and Carson Palmer probably feels good to get back out there on the field, play as well as he has, as he got his Bengals undefeated.
Westbrook up the sidelines, out of bounds at the 39.
He's really an amazing player. I mean, right there, the 49ers had perfect contained by Chad Williams, who's out there to cover Westbrook one-on-one. And even within good position to be in there, Westbrook still has the quicks to beat him to the sideline. You know, like I said before earlier, okay, everybody wants to stop Westbrook in the passing game. Yet with the ball in his hands, people constantly miss him, take bad angles at him, and can't tackle the guy in the open field.
2nd down and 2.
McNabb recognizes that the 49ers just went to a 4-man front with a blitz look.
Play clock right all the way down.
2nd down.
And the Eagles are penalized.
Yeah, the 49ers are a base 3-4 team. 3 down defensive linemen, 4 linebackers. Watch them right here. They go from a 3-man now to a 4-man line. And then here comes Walt Harris here and Chad Williams to a blitz look. So McNabb wants to check, but he didn't have enough time to check right there. And you get trying to save 5 yards.
4 receivers set. Westbrook in the backfield, 2nd down and 7. McNabb under pressure, got rid of it to Westbrook. Picks up the 1st down and more into 49ers territory. Brian Westbrook finally forced out of bounds inside the 40-yard line as he picks up 27.
Okay, a lot of people want to criticize the Eagles about not running the ball enough. The Eagles offense, this is a run. This play is all of about 4 yards. It's nothing more than a pitch to get the ball to the outside to Westbrook right there. And then look at Reggie Brown down the field blocking, holding guys off. How many short little passes already today to Westbrook that have been big games?
Westbrook 62 yards of offense here in the first quarter. McNabb 9 for 11 from the 39. Play action. And McNabb's pass incomplete as we check in for the first time today with Chris Rose at the Fox Network Center. Chris?
Kenny, the Seahawks have run 13 of their 14 plays in Giants territory. 3 have ended up in the end zone. Here, Matt Hasselbeck to Darrell Jackson for the 21-0 lead, but you can go down and ask the Eagles for yourself what a big lead against the Giants mean. Back to Kenny and Baldy.
Chris, I think the Giants are the ones with the hangover today. Either that or they didn't get to one of those coffee shops early enough for a little morning espresso.
Giants looking to do it again. And come from behind fashion as McNabb is taken down. Back at the 49-yard line, Chad Williams The strong safety had 2 sacks last week against the Rams, a loss of 9 on the play.
They did have 6 sacks against the Rams last week, and this is just scheme. This is a blitz look right here by the 49ers. They drop their defensive end and bring 2 from the secondary. And that is a difficult thing for a quarterback to see. Right up the middle, there's no place to go when the pressure comes right into your face. Even with a guy as elusive as McNabb, the hardest thing for him to get away from is quick pressure in his face.
10th sack of the season for San Francisco. Now 3rd down and 19. Eagles have to get to the 29. Reggie Brown tiptoeing down the sidelines, and he picks up the 1st down. Needed to get to the 29. He reached the 28.
Well, look, there's nobody out here covering Reggie Brown. I mean, there's nobody there. So they're just playing such deep coverage, thinking that McNabb's not going to get the ball down the field. That's the first thing Donovan told us on Friday that he looks at when he surveys the defense. Where are the corners at? If they're way off, well, by God, that's where I'm going with the football.
First 100-yard game of Reggie Brown's NFL career. And he's done it in the first quarter. McNabb in trouble. Still on his feet. McNabb gets rid of it, but Brown was out of bounds.
That's the only mistake that Reggie Brown has made today. In all that scramble, he actually lined himself up out of bounds to catch that ball.
Now there is a flag back at the 39-yard line.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness. Offense, number 72. Blow to the face. 15-yard penalty. 1st down. That is the end of the first quarter.
That's on the left tackle, William Thomas. So the first quarter comes to an end. And what a quarter it was for the Eagles. Starting with the 50-yard flea flicker on the first play from scrimmage. Nearly 200 yards of offense for the Eagles over the first 15 minutes. Mike Nolan's 49ers allowing 171 yards of Eagles offense in the first quarter.
Well, they were down heavily the first week against Arizona and came back. Came back last week as well.
Following the penalty, a 1st and 25. And McNabb looking for Westbrook, but the pass just short.
Well, on the play before, last play of the first quarter, watch McNabb here. Just use his skills, buying time, rolling out. Blitz comes, gets away from it, got guys diving at his feet. And then here's the penalty right here. Trey Thomas takes a elbow right to the face of Chad Williams, allowing McNabb to get to that corner.
The former Trey Thomas.
Yeah, oh yeah. I mean, I told him I'm going to have trouble with it. His real name is William Thomas, and that's what he wants to be called. And I'm struggling with it.
Out of the shotgun, McNabb on 2nd and 25. Gets rid of it, and the catch is made by Hank Baskett. And he brings it down to the 36-yard line. 2nd catch of the season for the rookie out of New Mexico, and a gain of 8.
The 49ers trying to hang in there, and the biggest cheerleader for the 49ers during that last TV timeout.
Right here, let's go! Let's go, double A!
It's Trent Dilfer, new backup quarterback traded for from Cleveland a year ago, backing up Alex Smith. Of course, won a Super Bowl with the Baltimore Ravens in the year 2000. Got to keep track of these quarterbacks on the carousel. They keep spinning around.
3rd down and 17. Eagles have to get to the 18-yard line. The catch is made by Greg Lewis. He fumbles right into the hands of Shawntae Spencer.
Well, maybe that cheering by Trent Dilfer did him some good right there, because the 49ers made their first play of the day. Greg Lewis right here coming off the outside. This is just flanker drive, a staple in this offense. Takes it off his shoelaces. Walt Harris in his 11th year playing the best football of anybody on that defense, forces the fumble.
The 49ers look to take advantage following the Eagles turnover. The fumble by Greg Lewis. 49ers have not picked up a first down this afternoon, only 12 yards of offense. The handoff to Frank Gore, and he is hit for a loss. Darren Howard makes the tackle behind the line of scrimmage.
I think San Francisco has come out with the wrong game plan early in this game, Ken. I mean, the Eagles, when you talk about hangover, they gave up 24 unanswered points, 23 unanswered points last week, and they haven't tested any of the corners yet. And they've got a player in Antonio Bryant that can run by anybody in this league if you don't give him enough attention. So you got Roderick Hood out there at left corner, who was off the field last week with a bad heel, and they really haven't sent Bryant out. Now, Bryant's in the slot now, and he's being doubled by the linebacker McCoy and a safety.
Empty backfield, second down and 12. Smith over his last 5. Wrapped up by Darwin Walker. Down he goes.
And that's really the bigger reason why they haven't been able to get the ball to Antonio Bryant is the Eagles' defensive line has, look, they're taking this game over early. Darwin Walker, that's the one-on-one battle right there. He just beat Eric Heitman clean right off the snap. All right, you're going to give him a yard gain there, so I guess that's not a sack. But again, I mean, Antonio Bryant, Eric Johnson is nowhere to look down the field with the kind of pressure they're getting up front. This guy here leads the National Football League in sacks, Trent Cole.
Now third down and 11. Smith takes off, has to get to the 31, and he does. The first down of the game for the 49ers as Smith gains 22 yards on the ground.
Well, he recognized man-to-man coverage right away. So, right here, Brian Dawkins matched up man-to-man. Alex Smith sees a bunch of the backs of jerseys running down the field, and so he saw that opening, and he is a very good athlete. He ran the college option at Utah under Urban Meyer, and he was used to running with the football.
And that 22-yard run, the longest of Alex Smith's NFL career. Maurice Hicks has checked into the backfield. Empty backfield. Smith gets rid of it quickly to the tight end, Eric Johnson. And Johnson forced out of bounds at the 46-yard line after a gain of 4.
But Alex Smith's high school career, I mean, the guy that he threw the ball to in high school was Reggie Bush. So you've got the #1 pick in the draft in Alex Smith and the #2 pick and the best player in the draft last year in Reggie Bush, who the whole nation will get to see tomorrow night in New Orleans. I mean, that was your 1-2 punch in offense.
How did they lose a game? They lost one.
Yeah.
25-1 record.
25-1.
At Helix High School in San Diego.
Helix High School in San Diego. Bill Walton went to school there. A lot of notables.
Second and 5. Complete at midfield. And Maurice Hicks is close to the first down. It will depend on the spot.
You know, Mike Nolan, the coach of San Francisco, I thought told us something pretty interesting about last year in Alex Smith, and he had that quarterback rating of about a 40 and one touchdown, 11 interceptions. He said, I wanted my quarterback to get beat up a lot and have a little success. And he just did there, and he did last year. And what you find out about a quarterback is how tough he is. And he keeps coming back, and he's had some punishment here today, but he's still standing tall in the pocket.
Third down and 1. Frank Gore. And Gore picks up the first time in Eagles territory for the 49ers today.
You know, the offensive coordinator that Mike Nolan brought in here is Norv Turner, and those guys are very familiar with each other. First of all, they both went to the University of Oregon, coached against each other in the Pac-8, coached with one another somewhere up there, and there's Norv Turner. Got a little bit of air up there that he's breathing here today. Little portal hole. But those guys very familiar. And, you know, Norv coached Troy Aikman early in his career when he was getting beat up.
Penalty markers on first down.
Offense, number 65. 5-yard penalty, first down.
That's on the right guard, Justin Smiley. And Norv Turner was the presenter for Troy Aikman at the Hall of Fame ceremony this summer.
Yeah, it was quite an honor for him. Got a lot of recognition for that, and really, Troy has always said that he would not have had the success he had, 3 Super Bowl rings and all that, if it wasn't for Norv Turner. And now, you know, Norv gets this opportunity. He was the head coach in Oakland last year and comes across the bay, doesn't have to move, and he gets to work with another guy, much like Troy was early in his career.
1st and 15. Off the play fake. Antonio Bryant makes his first catch of the afternoon, a first down at the Eagles 32, a 20-yard pass play.
And finally, Alex Smith got some protection to look down the field to his star receiver. Now there it is. Antonio Bryant working on the outside against Roderick Hood into his zone. Runs Michael Lewis, the safety, off. Nice little hole in there to sit down. You can see, you give this guy time. You let him get comfortable back there. He can make those throws.
3 wide receivers. Arnaz battle in motion from the 32. The handoff to Gore. And Gore picks up 1, brought down by Jeremiah Trotter.
Now you mentioned Trotter, and you know, last week the Eagles shut down Tiki Barber completely, and Barber had a lot of success against him. And you can make the equation between Frank Gore, a young Frank Gore here, and Tiki Barber. They're pretty similar. We're the same numbers, but this Jeremiah Trotter in the middle is playing some of the best football he has ever played in his career. In fact, last week the Giants thought that they had success because they went to a wide open offense and got Trotter off the field.
2nd down and 8. Play action. Smith rolling right. And the pass intended for the wide receiver Brian Gilmore. So a 3rd and 8 coming up for the 49ers. Their most impressive drive of the game. They went 3 and out on their first 3 possessions.
And you know, and they're down 14-0. And the one thing Alex Smith said to us on Friday when we visited with him was, we can come from behind. I mean, they're down now. They've got some pretty good field position, but they've come back against Arizona, even though they lost the game. Came back against the Rams last week. And they've got players that can make some big plays, like Bryant and Gore.
But you know the Eagles will not fall asleep in the second half today.
Well, you know, Andy Reid said it's not going to happen the second time.
10th play of the drive, 3rd down and 8. Smith fires over the middle, again looking for the tight end, Vernon Davis.
And they had Davis, too. I don't think Davis ever knew the ball even came out of his hands. Vernon Davis is right here, and one of those athletic specimens. He's just put his body in the Smithsonian Institute, just have people worship it, but he's really trying to learn how to play the game at a very fast speed right now. In college, you know, he was able to find a quarterback. The quarterback would look at him and have, you know, and then just throw it to him late. In the NFL, that ball's got to be out of the quarterback's hands a lot faster.
Joe Nedney out to attempt a 48-yard field goal. His career long is 56. Nedney from 48. Now the 49ers are on the board. Midway through the second quarter, the Eagles' lead is now 14-3. Mike Nolan's 49ers able to capitalize following the Eagles' turnover. And keep in mind, Alex Smith's 22-yard run on a 3rd down play, which extended that drive.
Yeah, allowed them to get some points here. It stopped the Eagles here, got some points on the board right now, hanging in there.
Dexter Wynn back deep for the Eagles from the 2. Penalty marker down as Wynn is brought down after 27. 2 flags. Mike Adams made the stop on special
During
teams.
return, holding, receiving team, number 78. 10-yard penalty, 1st down, timeout.
That's on the 1st-round draft pick out of Florida State, Broderick Bunkley. So the Eagles back at offense when we return with an 11-point lead.
I don't know what it is about receivers who wear number 81, but Antonio Bryant has a lot of the gestures that the Eagles were happy to get rid of, with the guy that's just referred to as the player. Antonio Bryant has a lot of TO in him. And Mike Nolan says, you know, look, I got 4 kids at home. They're not all perfect, but we got to take care of them, and they're trying to do that here.
Eagles start from the 11, and McNabb's pass on 1st down is batted back. So a 2nd and 10 coming up as we check in downstairs with Don Toleffson. Don?
Hey, Kenny and Brian, exactly right. Eagles and 49ers fans familiar with the number 81 history. And he got on the phone, obviously, to Norv Turner and the offensive coaches about, I was open, I didn't get the ball. Baldy, absolutely right. Coach Nolan has so much confidence in Norv, he doesn't even watch that great 10-play offensive drive.
All right, thanks. Thanks, Don. 2nd and 10. McNabb out of the shotgun. Fakes the inside handoff. Is about to get drilled. Got rid of it. Pass intended for Greg Lewis, and McNabb did take a hit after the throw.
Well, he took a hit from the free safety who came on the play, Mike Adams. Donovan getting up slow from that. Probably the hardest hit he's taken all year. Here comes Mike Adams, 20. Together with Tony Parrish. That's a double safety blitz coming off the corner, sandwiching McNabb at the same time. I'll tell you, the good thing about that pressure, we've seen this around the league, they didn't go for the head, they didn't launch, they didn't go at the legs, they hit McNabb square in the chest, where I think it bothers him the most.
3rd and 10. From the shotgun. McNabb with time. Fires complete. 1st down, Greg Lewis.
Yeah, McNabb is a pro. You know, to take a hit like that, bounce up, and then find Greg Lewis outside now. The loss of Dante Stallworth. Who's going to pick up the slack? Greg Lewis right now today. Good route on the outside.
The Eagles also showing confidence in Lewis, going right back to him following his fumble.
Yeah. Well, McNabb said, look, I'm not perfect out there. I make mistakes and bad throws. I'm not putting it on guys that drop it or fumble it.
Dante Stallworth out with the hamstring injury. Westbrook still on his feet. Into the end zone, a 71-yard touchdown run as the Eagles extend their lead.
Practice. Who needs practice? That's what you need that guy to do on Sundays. Is you need a home run hitter in your lineup, and he's what the home run hitter is for the Eagles here today. I guess those orthotics are fitting pretty well.
I guess so. Longest career run for Brian Westbrook in his 5 NFL seasons. He scored the game's first touchdown. He reaches the end zone once again. And now David Akers. Akers adding the extra point. Eagles 21. Now the 49ers 3. Westbrook making it look easy in San Francisco. The Eagles averaged 446, Brian, the first 2 weeks, 281, and we still have time remaining in the 2nd quarter.
And let me get this straight. This is without Dante Stallworth. And I think McNabb said it. He said, our offense can't be stopped. And his command of it right now in his 8th year is as good as it's ever been. And I think right now they're looking to reach new heights.
Akers kickoff taken at the 5 by Brandon Williams. Williams wrestled down just shy of the 20 by Quentin Michael.
Watch Westbrook on this run here, the 71 yards, because watch this stiff arm. This is what you call violent yards. That's the free safety, Mike Adams, right there. He just disses. And from that push on, Kenny, he gets 35 more yards on his own. I mean, most guys get the back down, but here's the guy that everybody says too small, you know, how can he hold up? Violent yards off of that stiff arm there.
7th longest run in Eagles history. The team record, Herschel Walker, a 91-yard run in Atlanta 12 years ago.
I don't think Herschel Walker ever had a stiff arm like that.
You would know, you played with him.
I played with him. I saw him. That is a violent move right there by Westbrook.
Now the 49ers in an 18-point hole from the 19, and that pass is high, intended for Antonio Bryant.
Right here, this is just a quick slant trying to get inside on Rod Hood. You see a little push out of the way by Bryant. And Bryant really didn't run through that route. He kind of waited on it, and you're going to get some bad body language from this guy. You know, Parcells shipped him out of town in Dallas. Cleveland had enough of his act after a year and a half there. key free agent pickup here.
2nd and 10, Frank Gore. Found a hole. And picks up 4 yards out to the 23.
You know, Mike Nolan was looking at the Eagles, and he was saying the things like, we want the identity like the Eagles have, and we're trying to find one. And he also said the difference between these two teams is on 3rd downs. The Eagles convert theirs, and we don't. And here the 49ers find themselves at 3rd and 6 right now, trying to hang on to the ball and convert a 3rd down. Eagles go to their 4-1-6 look. Here's Brian Dawkins right here playing a linebacker position. Don't know if he's going to blitz or cover in this look.
49ers have to get to the 29. Smith steps up and throws, and the pass is short again, looking for Antonio Bryant. And some extracurricular activity.
That's 2 bad throws on this series by Alex Smith. This is a back shoulder throw. When the cornerback turns his back like that and he's looking at the receiver, you want to throw it to the back shoulder. But he throws it too low there. That's where you want to throw it. Throw it behind the receiver so the receiver sees the ball first, the corner isn't looking, and you get yourself a gimme reception, but the ball wasn't far enough.
Lee punting for the 4th time today. Angled towards the sidelines. Good field position once again for the Eagles. Alex, they will start from their own 40-yard line. Well, Fox's football coverage doesn't end when the games are over. Stick around for the OT live from Seattle, where Joe, Terry, Howie, and Jimmy bring you exclusive interviews, analysis, extended highlights, and a look ahead to next week's action. It's the OT coming up next, only on Fox.
And of course, the pregame show on the road this year will be in Charlotte, Carolina. Late field goal to win that game against Tampa Bay.
Steve Smith returns, 7 catches, 112 yards.
Yeah, you know, Tampa Bay last year won that division, 0-3 to start this season. Things can turn around very quickly year to year in this league.
Eagles start from the 40. McNabb looking for Reggie Brown. He spun around. Incomplete. Shante Spencer on the coverage. For the record, Brian, the Eagles with the 281 yards of offense. The team record of 583.
Yeah. Again.
Set last year against the 49ers.
Yeah. And Donovan in that game had thrown 5 touchdown passes. That was their early game of the season, 2nd game of the season. They just come off a Monday night loss to the Falcons and took it out on the 49ers last year.
He threw 2 of the 5 to the player.
Yeah.
Otherwise known as Terrell Owens. Setting up the screen into 49ers territory. Buckhalter. And he's finally brought down by Matty Lawson along with Derek Smith after picking up a 1st down, 26 yards on the play.
And so now over 300 yards of offense for the 2nd week in a row in the 1st half. Watch Westbrook, though, come out here on the screen. These backs, what they practice on in Philadelphia, some teams, they practice the running game and all that kind of stuff. The Eagles practice screens as much as any team in the league. And the back that's catching the screen, they have to find the opening. Everybody wants to try and tackle the back, knock the back off. These guys actually try and, almost like they have the ball, get through the line of scrimmage untouched and get open for McNabb to find it.
From the 34. On 1st down, the slant off the fingertips of Lewis. And it's ruled incomplete.
I'm sure Mike Nolan might want to take a look at this just to see if they were able to get their hands underneath. Sammy Davis out there on the corner. Greg Lewis with 1 fumble already today. Eagles dropped 12 passes last week, and he led the league in drop passes a year ago. Eagles trying to hurry up and run this play before they can review it.
It's a moot point now as McNabb fires to the tight end, L.J. Smith, and a penalty marker. 2 flags after Smith picks up the 1st down at the San Francisco 23.
Defense, 12 men on the field. Penalties decline. 1st down.
So the Eagles able to pick up the 1st down despite playing against 12 men.
Well, the 49ers just didn't, they had a wholesale substitution, and not everybody got off the field. O.J. Smith, who tied for the league, or tied for the team in receptions, leading. There's a substitution pattern. See this right here? Just not enough hustle getting off the field. And they weren't ready to play that play.
So a first down for the Eagles from the 22. Another big hole for Westbrook. And another Eagles first down.
No, that guy, that was a misdirection play. McNabb was going left, and the old cross buck, Kenny. You probably ran that in your backyard with your brothers, your dad, and everything. You get everybody going one way, and you come back the other way. Watch, McNabb's going to come out to his left, and then it's just, he goes away from the fullback, away from the action. Nice job on the backside by the tight end, Matt Schobel, who's done an excellent job in run blocking this year for the Eagles.
I was actually playing defense.
Okay. You're trying to stop the crossbar.
McNabb rolling right on first down and throws it out of the end zone.
I'll tell you, one of the guys coming back this year from injury is Correll Buckhalter, and he throws a good lead block right here on the outside. Brandon Moore coming in. Boom, that's how you run right through the inside leg of the oncoming linebacker and you take him down. Now you get the corner from McNabb right there. And today already, we've seen outstanding run blocking from the backfield of the Eagles.
Ryan Moats has checked in for the Eagles in the backfield along with the fullback Thomas Tapang. 2nd and 10. This is Moats inside the 10, inside the 5, and finally forced out of bounds at the 3-yard line by Shawntae Spencer. First carry of the season for Moats, the second-year back out of Louisiana Tech.
He's kind of like a Westbrook light, they built very similar. 3rd-round pick last year. They're just trying to get him onto the field. Been very good on special teams. Got great quickness. He's able to stop and start there and get the Eagles in a good 3rd down predicament.
3rd down and 2. They can pick up a first down without reaching the end zone.
Down here already today, we've seen a shovel pass from the Eagles, play action pass to the tight end. We'll probably see a brand new play here.
Westbrook the lone back. 2 tight ends. McNabb looking end zone. And it's out of the reach of Reggie Brown. Penalty marker back at the 9-yard line. It's against the Eagles.
Illegal use of hands to the face. Offense, number 79. Penalties decline. 4th down.
That's on the left guard, Todd Harrimans. So the Eagles will send out the field goal unit. Philadelphia leading 21-3 with just under 3 minutes remaining in the first half here in San Francisco.
The biggest question mark coming into the Eagles season was, what are they going to do at receiver? Right now, they look like they have the best receiving core in football, and their star wide receiver isn't even out there.
21-yard attempt for Akers. And David Akers extends the Eagles' lead. It is now 24-3. Well, don't forget to tune in next Saturday, the final regular season weekend in Major League Baseball. Fox Saturday Baseball starting at 1 Eastern and Pacific. Schedule will include only games with playoff implications. That's next Saturday. Check local listings for the game and time in your area right here on Fox.
Well, both these cities are represented by teams in the hunt. The Philadelphia Phillies, led by Ryan Howard, coming into today. I think they'd won 5 or 6 games in a row. Kenny, excellent pitching, and Ryan Howard, my vote for the MVP of the league. You were calling a game that across the bay yesterday, the Oakland A's finishing strong.
The Oakland A's can clinch the American League West title today with a victory over the Angels. The Angels won yesterday's game. Phillies with a half-game lead over the Dodgers in the National League wild card race.
Look at the Dodgers the other night. 4 home runs back to back to back to win that game. They hit the fewest home runs in the league in Major League Baseball this year, and they hit 4 in the bottom of the 9th.
I think you forgot one back.
Back to back, yeah.
And then another home run from Nomar Garciaparra in extra innings to win the game.
To win it.
Akers kicks off. And Maurice Hicks will take a knee. So the 49ers will start from their own 20 with 2:49 remaining in the first half. Remember, the Eagles led the Giants last week 24-7. In the fourth quarter, they lead this game 24-3.
And I would think that in 2 minutes and 49 seconds, when the Eagles get into the locker room, that message is going to be stated over and over and over again. And if you're Mike Nolan and the 49ers, you say the same thing, that this is a team that collapsed last week. You know, you got to stick to your game plan. You got to get the ball in the hands of the playmakers, and we could do the same thing.
The Eagles have scored on 4 of their 6 possessions today. 49ers start from their own 20. Smith on first down, setting up the screen to Gore, but he's tackled by the second-year linebacker Matt McCoy out of San Diego State. No gain on the play.
I think the difference that I see from this Eagle team this week as opposed to last week, and you know, it's complete domination like it was against the Giants, is A, they're doing it on the road, 3,000 miles away, hostile territory, and then they're not dropping as many passes as they did last week. I thought, like McNabb said, Donovan McNabb said, that we left a lot of yards and a lot of points on the field.
Eagles call timeout, stop the clock with 2:40 remaining as we take you back to last. Frank Gore turns the corner and gains 5. Do you think Andy Reid would like us to burn that videotape?
Yeah, I don't think any Eagle fans want to see any part of that collapse. I think, though, after that game, I honestly believe that the Eagles felt like they were the better team. And I think the Giants thought that they were the better team as well. I mean, you can look at the scoreboard, and it's early in the season, division game, and yeah, the Eagles haven't won a division game in 7 tries now. But there's something about when you look across the line of scrimmage and you know you're beating that team, even though the record, you know, says that you lost to them. I believe that the Eagles feel that they're better. And I think the Giants think, after that game, they think the Eagles are better. They're showing that today up in Seattle.
Third down and 5, empty backfield. Smith complete for a 49ers first down. Eric Johnson out to the 39-yard line, 14-yard pickup. As we hit the 2-minute warning, the 49ers move the chains, trailing the Eagles by 3 touchdowns. The Philadelphia Eagles looking to get last week out of their system. Tremendous first half, 338 yards of offense, and they lead the 49ers 24-3. San Francisco with all 3 timeouts. First and 10 from the 39. Empty backfield. Smith, short drop, and the slant is caught. And taken into Eagles territory by Maurice Hicks.
Yeah, and it was the Giants last week that went to a hurry-up offense that really changed the tempo of that game. Eli Manning started getting comfortable, getting the ball out of his hands faster, and that's something that the Eagles, I'm sure, worked on this week as the 49ers go to a no-huddle offense.
Frank Gore back in the game, first and 10. Gore inside the 45 to the 44.
Here's the thing about the 49ers, Kenny, is they're young and they don't expect to be in the playoffs this year, but they've got nothing to lose. They've got everything in the world to play for. They know they're not where the Eagles are, so they could just cut it loose here.
Smith on second down, complete to Gore, but he is met immediately by Sean Barber.
Sean Barber comes in on defense when the Eagles go to a 4-1-6 look. They have 6 defensive backs. The one linebacker is Barber. At linebacker with them is Brian Dawkins, and they really like getting to that defense.
Brian coming up on the Visa Halftime Report from Seattle. Kurt Menefee, Terry Bradshaw, Howie Long, Jimmy Johnson will bring you scores and highlights on the Fox Sports Ticker. It's all coming up during our Visa Halftime Report. Now that's Jim Johnson. We have our Jimmy Johnson.
Yep.
Jim, the tremendous defensive coordinator with the Eagles.
He doesn't like to be called Jimmy Johnson.
Third down and 1. Gore. And a good job by Jim Johnson's crew. It will depend on the spot.
He looks a little short here. It looks like he's about a foot short. Maybe a little bit more. Not a great spot. Like Frank Gore gave a lot better effort tonight.
So the 49ers facing 4th down and 1.
Like the 49ers going to run this down and then they look just indecisive and then just punt it.
Why? Why not go for it?
You know, I mean, not just because the Eagles offensively can't be stopped and they don't want to fall. They don't want to give the Eagles a chance for great field position with a couple of timeouts left in 40 seconds. Not to Donovan McNabb, a guy they haven't been able to stop or slow down all day.
At best, though, the Eagles would have time for only 2 plays, maybe only 1 if the 49ers went for it and were stopped here.
Well, I think it's a statement more about what Mike Nolan thinks about his defense right now than anything else. Andy Reid sending out a big, loud memo. Watch the fake. I agree with the 49er fans, though, Kenny. I think you should go for it here. I think the way Andy Reid started this game, sending a message to his team that we're going to attack, I think that's what Mike Nolan has to do to a young team and a young offensive line. We're going to go for it.
Instead, Lee punts it away. End over end. And it's down inside the 5. If the 49ers went for it on 4th and 1 and were stopped, Eagles would have had time for only 1 play. Fans voiced their displeasure with 3 seconds remaining in the first half.
I'm sure it's a question that Mike Nolan's going to get seconds after this game is over. You know, and he's in his second year as a head coach. He's still learning. Of course, following in big footsteps. His father coached out here for 8 years, took him to the playoffs 3 years in a row, won the NFC West. Father, of course, Dick Nolan.
One of 4 father-son head coach combinations, along with the Schulers, the Phillips, and the Morris. Eagles run out the clock. First half comes to an end. 338 yards of offense for the Eagles. It started with a bang. The flea flicker on the first play from scrimmage. 24-3, Philadelphia.
The Visa Halftime Report is sponsored by Visa, proud sponsor of the NFL. Life takes Visa.
Back live in Seattle for the Visa Halftime Report. Kurt Menefee, Terry, Howie, and Jimmy. And let's run through all the scores in this Week 3 of the National Football League season. Donovan McNabb and the Eagles, no trouble bouncing back to last week's blown lead against the Giants. Oh, Giants, yeah, they're having a little bit of trouble, down 35-0. Torrey Holt already over 100 yards receiving for the Rams as they lead the Cardinals at halftime. Baltimore gives up its first touchdown of the season and trail in Cleveland. The Bears start 3-0 for the first time since 1991. They get the win in Minnesota. Brett Favre, 3 touchdown passes, now 402 for his career, second only to Dan Marino. Mark Brunell completes his first 22 passes, sets an NFL record for a single game, and the Redskins get their first win. Steve Smith's first game of the season, he goes over 100 yards receiving. Carolina wins it on a late field goal. Indianapolis has now won 11 straight games in the AFC South. Ben Roethlisberger, 8-2 in the division, both losses against Cincinnati. And the Jets win in Buffalo for the first time since 2002 and get their first division road win since 2004. And look, the Dolphins finally get their first victory of the season, but it's only the 6th in the last 20 for Dante Culpepper. All right, let's take a look. San Francisco, everybody thought they were coming back. Philadelphia definitely bouncing back, Jimmy, after last week's collapse.
Well, you look at Philadelphia, Brian Westbrook is so important to that offense. He's having a big day, 97 yards rushing, had the long run, 71 yards, and then 47 yards receiving. He did not practice all week long because of a swollen knee, and they had to drain the fluid. Villanova guy. He's a tough guy. But he is very important to their offense. Evidently, he was rested because they had that long run.
Well, you had to wonder how Philadelphia would respond after that devastating lost opportunity last week versus the Giants traveling across the country. It's a big game for them. Donovan McNabb looks like Donovan McNabb. I think he's fully back. I think we could say that now.
Well, according to another Philadelphia superstar, practice? We're talking about practice? Hey, some of you will get local news. The rest, Terry and I will have highlights for you. The Visa Halftime Report.
You know the fight song?
Back on the Visa Halftime Report, and TB, some fantastic finishes in the early going today.
Bears, Vikings, 2 teams that are 2-0. Quarterback Brad Johnson of the Viking hands off to Chester Taylor. Up inside. Taylor fumbles, recovered by Wally Ongunglier. It is 12. Bears 16, Vikings. Vikings are up by 4 until Grossman back from the slot. Rashid Davis, post corner, back to the post route, 24-yard touchdown strike. Bears win 19-16 over the Vikings. Carolina traveling down to Tampa Bay to play the Buccaneers. It's 2nd and goal on the 4. Keyshawn Johnson on a reverse from the wing set. Goes in from 4 yards out. 17-0 Carolina. Now in the second half. 4th and 1 on the Carolina 2. Bootleg. Chris Sims pointing. Take it on in, young man. He does. 2-yard touchdown, 21-20. Tampa Bay Bucks are up and winning by 1 until 7 seconds remaining. It is Casey nailing this 46-yarder. Panthers 26-24 over Tampa Bay. Jacksonville at Indianapolis, 3rd and 3. Take it on in. Lefferts from the shotgun. 7-0 Jacksonville. 3rd and 9 on the Jags 30. Peyton Manning back. Looking, set up, look right. Pump, use hand. Then fires this thing down the right sideline. Touchdown to Dallas Clark, a 30-yarder. 14-7 Colts. Bootleg. Who has that ball? Where's that ball? There's that ball. Peyton Manning in from 2 yards out, 21-14. Colts over the Jaguars. Joey Porter of the Steelers. Chad Johnson of the Bengals getting it in. A little verbal work. Hands off. Willie Parker of the Steelers. 1-yard touchdown. Steelers are up early. 2 touchdowns on the day for Parker. Then Carson Palmer. Hushmanzada, 30-yard strike, 28-17 Bengals. Ben Roethlisberger from the shotgun, setting up, guns this thing down the middle, intercepted, this time by Kevin Cassavarn. There's your interception. There's your win for the Bengals, 28-20 on the road over the Steelers.
I'd be worried about you, but you got this fresh out there in your back. I know you're okay. Feast of Halftime continues. Stay with us.
San Francisco, where the Philadelphia Eagles lead the 49ers at halftime by the score of 24-3. Kenny Albert with Brian Baldinger. Well, Andy Reid once started a season with an onside kick and got things started today, coming off the overtime loss last week with a flea flicker.
Yeah, you know, he threw the first dagger. And I think it was a smart move by Andy Reid to get this team attacking right away against a team that is inferior right now. The Eagles right now can't do anything wrong in offense. Start with the flea flicker right here. McNabb gets the ball to Reggie Brown down the field. And, it takes the crowd out of the game. And then, right there, the shovel pass to Brian Westbrook. And then you get Westbrook out in the open. You get him in the running game. Here's the violent stiff arm right there that led to his longest run from scrimmage, 71 yards. And really, the Eagles have been able to do anything that they want to do here. And I think Mike Nolan, said, you look at the stats right here, and it's so one-sided. The leading offense in football somehow got better this week. They had 306 last week against the Giants, 337 on the road today. I guess the hangover is over. Now it's about finishing it here, and McNabb has been just sensational. He, again, is spraying the ball around, and I think without Dante Stallworth in the lineup, I think it sends the message to everybody that he doesn't need a number 1 receiver. He doesn't need the player on this team. He's going to spread the ball around because he has such a command of the offense.
And the player is what Donovan, as well as his backup, former 49ers quarterback Jeff Garcia, have been referring to Terrell Owens as.
Well, that's what
a spoof on I guess what Bill Parcells refers to many of his players as. The player.
I don't know if Bill Parcells has mentioned the initials TO all year so far. It has been the player.
Here's Brandon Williams for the 49ers. Williams out to the 35-yard line. Big return by the 3rd-round pick out of Wisconsin, 28 yards as we check in downstairs with Don Toleffson. Don?
Kenny and Baldy, very little for Andy Reid to be displeased with. I'm sure he talked at halftime, obviously, about last week. But Mike Nolan, very interestingly, said it all came down, guys, as you said, Baldy, to 3rd downs. They're not converting 3rd downs. They're not getting 3rd down stops. He did say he liked Alex Smith's increased poise, though, during those last 2 drives of the half. Fellas?
All right, thanks, Don. Best starting field position of the game for San Francisco from their own 36. Bajaba in motion. On 1st down, the handoff to Frank Gore. Big pull up the middle. And Gore is out to the 45-yard line as he gains 9.
Just picking up on what Tolly just said about what Andy Reid said. And everybody in Philadelphia had a bad taste about the collapse last week, and that's just what it was. It was a collapse. But it's not as easy as you think. Just come out here and just keep putting the gas, and just keep the pressure on them. You know, and for the 49ers, really, they didn't do anything right in that first half. And so, you know, they're going to come out here and they're going to find a couple of plays that they haven't used yet and try to make those work and just see if they can move the football right now.
49ers picked up only 5 first downs in the first half. Smith with time, going deep. And it's just out of the reach of the intended receiver, Arnez Battle.
I got to question Alex Smith right there. He threw it to Battle, who was double teamed. Antonio Bryant on the other side was single coverage. Here's Sheldon Brown right here. He's the underneath defender. Then over the top is Michael Lewis, and he's in perfect position. But on the other side, watch Antonio Bryant. He's single covered by Sheldon Brown. I want to go where there's less feet and less bodies. And I think on Antonio Bryant's behalf, it's probably good that he didn't come away with any sort of bad body language after that play.
3rd down and 1. Smith rolling right and had the pass batted down by Darren Howard.
Around the league, I'm seeing more batted passes this year than ever before early in the season. And Darren Howard right there, he knows he's not going to get to Alex Smith. So what you do out here, he reads the play, time to throw. Get the hands up. You're seeing more defensive linemen rush the quarterback now with their hands up in the air because it's hard to throw it through the trees.
Chris Sims had about 10 passes batted back over the first 2 weeks.
Oh, it was awful last week. We lost count last week.
Andy Lee punting, and a fair catch. Called for back at the 12-yard line by Dexter Wynn, and some extracurricular activity, penalty marker, back at the 5-yard line.
See, when you're ahead and in control of the game 24-3, and Ryan Moats comes off the field right now, he's going to get his little neck wrung by Andy Reid. And he's waiting for him. He's waiting for him. He's got a little message for him.
Stay away from the head coach, Ryan.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Fox NFL Sunday is sponsored by Southwest Airlines, proud sponsor of the NFL and official airline of Super Bowl 41. By Domino's Pizza, get the door, it's Domino's. By Nissan, who invites you to shift the way you move through the world. And by Rocky Mountain Refreshing Coors Light, the official beer sponsor of the NFL.
Andy Reid and Ryan Moats right there. Eagles lost the game because of an extracurricular activity at the end of the overtime, regulation time a week ago by Trent Cole, and he doesn't want that to happen again.
Brian Westbrook out to the 11-yard line. Jeff Ulbrich made the tackle, and with that 5-yard gain, Westbrook with his 4th career 100-yard rushing game.
I think you got to give a lot of credit up front to the offensive line. They've made some changes this year. I mean, Jamal Jackson, the full-time center, more powerful than what Hank Fraley was. Todd Harrimans has really added a lot of stability at left guard. And Sean Andrews continues to kind of just get better inside.
McNabb on 2nd and 5. Pass intended for Greg Lewis.
You know, we talked to William Thomas, the former Trey Thomas, and he's a guy that came back from blood clots in the offseason. In fact, he's taken his Cumberland, and he's got his legs all wrapped up when he came into a meeting with us. He had offseason back surgery. You know, you see that William Thomas and John Runyon starting their 103rd game together. Just a luxury that the Eagles have. But I mean, the fact that William Thomas is coming back and playing as well as he is really amazing, because when he was on the hospital bed under back surgery, he wasn't feeling it about coming back.
3rd down and 5. McNabb incomplete, intended for L.J. Smith.
Well, that's one thing the 49ers did on that drive, is they tightened their coverage. Watch it all the way around. Shawntae Spencer on the outside. Excellent job inside. Nice play by Sean on the other side. Right there, good coverage all the way down the field. 5 receivers all covered.
Only the 2nd time the Eagles have gone 3 and out today. Dirk Johnson punting from his end zone. Taken at the 48 by Brandon Williams, and tremendous special teams coverage downfield by Dexter Wynn. There is a flag. 40-yard punt, nothing on the return.
He's going to be against the Eagles.
During the kick, illegal block in the back, kicking team, number 55. Half the distance to the goal, 4th down.
That's on Dhani Jones.
Well, yeah, you know, Mike Nolan is looking for a play. And so if you get a chance backing the Eagles up, getting Dirk Johnson back further to the back of the goal line, maybe a chance to play right there, go for the block, maybe a little better chance on a return. Dhani Jones, like it was either a gust coming off of the bay there that blew down Chad Williams. It didn't look like it was much of a push.
You spent some time in the bay yesterday?
I rented a bike, rode it across the Golden Gate Bridge on a picture-perfect postcard day. A little exercise.
Now Johnson punting from 5 yards deep in the end zone. Taken by Williams. Again at the 48. And again it's Dexter Wynn downfield to make the tackle. 46-yard punt, 1 on the return. Where's Baldy?
One of the great structures in America right there.
Where's Waldo? Where's Baldy? We'll find him.
Walking.
Fox NFL Sundays, sponsored by UPS. What can Brown do for you?
The 49ers won only 4 games a year ago, but a lot of excitement last week as they won their first game of 2006. They also scored 27 points in the Week 1 loss to Arizona. They start from their own 49-yard line, trailing by 3 touchdowns. Smith's pass is caught by the tight end Eric Johnson for a first down. Johnson's 3rd reception of the game at the Eagles' 40-yard line.
Well, I think if you're Alex Smith here in the 49ers offense, I mean, I don't think you can look at the scoreboard. I think you have to keep just playing. And, you know, it's a young group right now. Alex Smith, as the starting quarterback, has won 3 of his last 4 starts. Last 2 of last season and 1-1 so far this year. So he's getting more confident, and you've got to use this time right now to build more confidence in your ability to get the ball down the field and make big plays.
Making only his 10th NFL start. Benjamin shifting. From the 40, the handoff to Gore. And Frank Gore picks up another first down. All the way down to the Eagles' 25. 15 yards for Gore. His best run of the day.
And, you know, and now, you know, you get Frank Gore out there, and here's a guy that, you know, through 2 games of the season is 2nd in the league in yards from scrimmage. And he's been bottled up today. But this was a new play. That's a power play. They pulled the backside guard there, get him out into the open field. For the Eagles, you know, you got to hit them, you got to knock the ball out, you got to stay on top of this thing, and you got to put the dagger through them, and that's what the 49ers are trying to prevent them from happening.
Penalty marker prior to the snap.
Start, offense, number 21. 5-yard penalty, first down.
Andy Reid said that he was very interested in drafting Frank Gore. He sent a scouting team down to Miami, worked Frank Gore out, liked him. In fact, in the 3rd round last year, they drafted Ryan Moats instead of Frank Gore. Frank Gore coming off 2 major knee surgeries at the University of Miami. At one time had beat out Willis McGahee, was in line to take the baton from Clinton Portis there and be the star back there in Miami.
1st and 15 following the Gore penalty. Play action, Smith rolling to his right. Another penalty flag as Smith throws it away.
They're going to get a late hit on against Alex Smith there at the end of that play. The ref didn't have another flag in his pocket to throw, though.
There are 2 fouls on the play. Holding, offense, number 75. Personal foul, roughing the passer. Defense, number 97. Penalties offset. First down.
That's Terry McCauley. He's the referee. He stands behind the quarterback. So he throws the flag here against the 49ers for pushing it back. There's one flag coming out. And now this late hit, there's no more flag, so he throws the beanbag out there. Late hit on Darwin Walker, by Darwin Walker, on Alex Smith out of bounds.
Penalties offset. So again, 1st and 15 from the Eagles 30. Empty backfield. Smith to Gore. Another penalty marker as Gore
Personal foul.
gains 4 yards.
Passer. Defense, number 55. Helmet-to-helmet contact. 15-yard penalty added to the end of the play. Automatic first down.
This one's on Dhani Jones.
And the fact is that you have to throw the flag. I mean, it's right to his head. He launched. He left his feet. And if you hit the quarterback in the head or below the knees, Kenny, they're throwing the flag. We don't have enough good quarterbacks in this league, and that's one way that we can keep these guys standing. And there really should be no argument anymore. I mean, you had to coach this in practice, and I don't care if, well, you know, he was moving. That's not the case anymore. You should pull the player off the field and shake him up a little bit when he does that from now on.
And now Smith calls timeout. Early 3rd quarter, 49ers on the move. A 1st and 10 from the Eagles' 13-yard line when we return.
You know, I think there was a time in this league when coaches used to say, it's a good aggressive foul. And I don't think that's the case anymore. And I think Andy Reid's letting Dhani Jones know that, especially in light of what happened a week ago against the Giants when that contributed to a Giants victory.
Dhani Jones with 2 penalties this quarter. One on special teams. From the 13. Gore inside the 10 and tackled by Brian Dawkins at the 8.
Now Brian Dawkins plays aggressive football the right way. I mean, that was a tackle that you'd see out there in the rodeo, bringing Frank Gore down. And sometimes, you know, you have to decide with a guy like Frank Gore who's got a big, strong lower body. Do you go low against a guy like this, or do you go high? Dawkins decided to go high right here. And that right arm of Brian Dawkins is a club. Last week, he knocked the ball out of Plaxico Burress' hands. There, he clubbed Frank Gore to the ground.
Michael Robinson in the backfield, the former Penn State quarterback.
Playmaker at Penn State, playmaker for the 49ers.
2nd down and 4. Off the fake to Robinson. Smith. And find anyone. Takes off inside the 5. And another flag.
Illegal block in the back. Offense, number 24. 10-yard penalty, 2nd down.
Michael Robinson, the former Penn State playmaker. People ask, you know, where these quarterbacks resurface. A lot of people watching Penn State football back in the East Coast a year ago. Here he is. He's the primary receiver on this route. Dhani Jones does a good job of covering him. Now he comes back into play, and he gets a push against Dhani Jones. Really a dumb foul after a good play by Alex Smith.
So Dhani Jones is called for 2, and then he draws a penalty.
Yeah, he's trying to get it back. Andy Reid gave him that look. He knows he has to make it up.
And now 2nd down and 9. Back at the 12. Smith backpedaling. Complete to Gore. Nice change of direction. And he's brought down inside the 5 at the 4-yard line by Sean Barber.
I think Tolly had told us that talking to Mike Nolan at halftime that Alex Smith looked like he was playing with more poise at a stretch. And this last play by Alex Smith is a play of poise. A lot of guys don't have the presence to stop, let the defense, and get inside the defense here. Does a good job of sidestepping the defender and then getting the ball out of his hands. Then Frank Gore, the same thing, feeling the defense without looking at the defense, cutting back inside for more yards.
Now a 3rd down and 1. 49ers have to get to the 3 for a 1st down. 2 tight ends. The handoff to Gore. Gore has the first down. And it's tackled just short of the goal line.
Good job here by the left guard on this play, pulling Adam Snyder, following him and the fullback Moore and Norris right up the middle. Frank Gore was in this situation last week going into the end zone and jumped, he said, for the first time in his life to try to score and fumbled the football. He said that he won't do that anymore.
Harvey Dahl, number 76, an eligible receiver. First and goal from the 1. Benjamin shifting. Gore behind the fullback Norris, and Brian Dawkins came up to make the stop, keeping Gore out of the end zone.
You know what a play by Brian Dawkins, because he doesn't know if Frank Gore is going to jump over the pile or go low. Dawkins read his body, and he went low because Gore went low and met him lower. See, that's who's going to win. Whoever gets lower down there in the goal line, and Dawkins was literally 6 inches off the ground here. Boom, gets the shoulder right into him, underneath the pads. Great play by Brian Dawkins, keeping him out of the end zone.
Second and goal from the 1. The toss to Gore. And Frank Gore is stopped again. This time by Jeremiah Trotter.
One team trying to create an identity. One team has an identity. 49ers here trying to get this ball into the end zone. Frank Gore outside behind Justin Smiley. Great play by Trent Cole along with Trotter right there to make this play.
10th play of the drive coming up. Third and goal from the 1. Two tight ends. Here's Gore. They stop him again. And it's Dawkins, as was the case.
I don't think they blow this dead.
Mike Patterson running it back. Dawkins with the stop, and Patterson is going to take it all the way.
That's a touchdown. Andy Reid wants to get the extra point team out there on the field before there can be any kind of review of what happened. That's the rookie Vernon Davis is down.
Frank Gore stopped on 3 consecutive plays from the 1, and on the 3rd, he lost the football.
Frank Gore fumbled 3 weeks in a row now, twice down on the goal line going in to score. Now, is his momentum stopped right there? That ball's out. That ball was out as he was going across the goal line, or trying to go across the goal line. That's Dawkins. Dawkins knocked that ball out. Clean hit by Brian Dawkins right on the ball. And on this goal line stand and game-changing play, Brian Dawkins involved again.
Return 98 yards by number 98, native of nearby Sacramento, Mike Patterson for the touchdown.
NFL Sunday is sponsored by Subway. Yummy-licious sandwiches on freshly baked bread at Subway restaurants. Subway, eat fresh.
The longest touchdown on the return of a fumble in Philadelphia Eagles history. Mike Patterson, the first-round draft pick a year ago, brought it back 98 yards, breaking the club record. Joe Lavender back in 1974 against Dallas returned a fumble 96 yards for a touchdown.
And Mike Patterson will go in the record books, but this play was made by Brian Dawkins. The second week in a row, he forces a key fumble. Did it last week against the Giants, and that's just, look, I mean, his body's getting mangled in there. His neck is being snapped back, but that is an aggressive play by Dawkins. And in Patterson, nobody saw the ball for a couple of seconds. But this play is being challenged, but there's no challenge. This is a touchdown by the Eagles. It is a great play by Dawkins and a heads-up play by Patterson. And Patterson looks like he's got a lot in the tank. Remember, we saw Haloti Ngata of the Baltimore Ravens just run out of bounds a couple weeks ago on a fumble recovery. Patterson looks fresh.
The ruling on the field stands. Touchdown, Philadelphia.
So it is an Eagles touchdown. 98-yard return by Mike Patterson, and that's Gore's third fumble in 3 games. And after each of the first 2 games, he called head coach Mike Nolan on Sunday night to chat about the fumbles.
I don't know if Mike's going to take his call this Sunday. He may not take that call this Sunday. You know, you master a drive, you go in there, you're trying to cut the lead to 2 touchdowns, and then you get a play like that, and it's another play that just takes, you know, all the energy out of the stadium.
Patterson not in the NFL record book, however. Longest fumble returns for touchdowns as David Akers connects on the extra point. 104 yards twice. Jack Tatum of the Raiders in 1972. Aeneas Williams of the Cardinals in 2000. Patterson 6 yards shy of the league record, but he'll take it.
Nobody feels worse in this stadium than Frank Gore. Maybe Vernon Davis, who's getting carted off right now with what hopefully isn't a serious knee injury. 6th player in the draft is a heck of a specimen, and I think he thinks he can be better than Tony Gonzalez in this league. He said he's got more speed.
Highest draft pick to come out of Maryland since your former teammate Randy White.
Yeah. He was the 2nd player in the draft taken, 1975, and Vernon Davis here in 2006, the 6th player taken. And a 4.38 at the combine at 255 pounds.
Brandon Williams on the return. And Williams tackled by Ryan Moats after a return of 20. Another look at the injury suffered by Vernon Davis during the touchdown run on the fumble recovery by Mike Patterson. 31-3 Eagles.
Well, if there's any doubt about the Eagles and a hangover and wanting to finish this game, this goal line stand put a nice feeling on it. Brian Dawkins involved in all 3 plays, and finally here. Dawg bending Frank Gore backwards, and Mike Patterson with his first NFL touchdown, an Eagle record, and Frank Gore. I'd say Brian Dawkins took care of him today.
49ers start from the 24. Off the play fake to Hicks. Smith going deep, and the catch is made by Brian Gilmore. And Gilmore takes it all the way down to the 1-yard line. A 75-yard pass play, the longest pass of Alex Smith's NFL career.
Yeah, and they went after Rod Hood, who just pulled up at the end of that play, who came in today with a bad heel, and you'll see it. Brian Gilmore, who has great speed. A former NFL Europe star. 49ers have 8 of them on their team. Right here, you see Rod Hood here is going to pull up and just take himself off the field. Brian Dawkins, who's being asked to do everything today, saves that touchdown.
Guess what? 49ers are back at the Eagles 1.
They are. This time with Michael Robinson, the rookie at tailback.
First and goal from the 1. Eagles stopped him 3 times moments ago. Smith on the quarterback sneak. Make it 4 for 4 for the Eagles defense.
I remember a time when Reggie White and Seth Joyner and Clyde Simmons were playing the Arizona Cardinals at Vet Stadium, and I think they stopped them 8 times at the 1-yard line. And San Francisco's running out of plays. I mean, we've seen quarterback sneak and Frank Gore, and he's out of the game, and now they got a rookie back there. And just watch Brian Dawkins. He's simply doing it all right now. The 49ers can't block him, and if they don't, he looks like he'll make every tackle. Here he is here.
2nd and goal. 5th try from the 1. Smith looking end zone. And the throw out of bounds to Robinson. So it will be 3rd and goal. The report on Frank Gore, an abdominal strain. His return is questionable. Vernon Davis, a right calf strain.
Okay, San Francisco's run Frank Gore 3 times. They fumble a touchdown. Quarterback sneak, no good. So we'll fake it, bootleg it, and roll out. That's no good. You know, most teams only have 3 or 4 goal line plays in the playbook each week.
This will be the 6th try from the 1-yard line. 3rd and goal. Robinson. And this time he's able to cross the goal line for his first NFL touchdown. Michael Robinson. The 1-yard run. 4th-round draft pick, former quarterback at Penn State. And the 49ers have their first touchdown today. And Brian Dawkins has not gotten up.
Dawkins trying to make another play at the goal line. She's the power of Mike Robinson right there, knocking Dawkins over.
An Eagles win today would be the 85th in an Eagles uniform for Brian Dawkins, which would tie the club record. Chuck Bednarik, also an Eagle, involved in 85 wins, and Dawkins would tie him for first place on the all-time list.
You know, Concrete Chuck, Concrete Charlie, as they call him in Philadelphia, would be proud if somebody's going to approach that record and take that record to be a guy like Brian Dawkins, who just about knocked himself out in that play, and he'll take a few smelling salts and be back out there. Not many people get themselves ready to play every week the way Brian Dawkins does, and in my mind, still the best safety in football, and has been for a long time.
He has 6 tackles today. He's gone to the Pro Bowl 5 times. The senior member of this Eagles club in his 11th season.
I remember when Dawkins was a rookie in '96 and tackling Barry Sanders in the open field and taking Emmitt Smith off his feet back-to-back weeks in 1996, and he knew he was just going to be a special player.
Joe Nedney adding the extra point. So the Eagles lead is now 31-10. Trent Dilfer calls Michael Robinson the most impressive rookie he has ever seen.
This is impressive here on the goal line. 1 carry, 1 touchdown against the Eagles goal line stopper, Brian Dawkins.
Perhaps we'll see that touchdown again on the OT following the Eagles and the 49ers. The OT live from Seattle with Joe, Terry, Howie, and Jimmy. Exclusive interviews, analysis, extended highlights, and a look ahead to next week's action. It's the OT coming up following the Eagles and the 49ers. Presented by Lowe's right here on Fox. Did you catch the pregame show? They had those guys throwing fish out on the football field.
Did anybody catch one?
I only saw the throws, not the receptions.
Were they dead fish?
You'll have to go back and check the tape.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you know, I mean, you're a fisherman, Kenny. You know, things are slimy. I mean, how do you hang on to it?
You got the wrong guy. Joe and Terry, Howie and Jimmy on the road in Charlotte next week. Panthers today, won for the first time. Steve Smith, big return, 112 yards receiving as the Panthers sent the Bucs to their 3rd straight defeat.
I did see Terry Bradshaw show Jimmy Johnson and Howie Long how the Giants came back and scored in overtime against the Eagles last week. That's a mistake.
Yeah, short kickoff, and Lawan Ramsey tried to field it in front of Dexter Wynn.
Let me tell you, this is a mistake. Lawan Ramsey, a rookie out of Southern California, you got to, it's like center field here, Kenny. You got to call him off. Reno Mayu's got to call him off and get him out of the way.
You know,
Dexter Wynn.
Ramsey was Mike Patterson's roommate in college at USC.
Yeah,
Patterson scored the touchdown. Ramsey wanted a part of the action.
No, you got to get away from the action, Kenny. You got to wave him off. Right there, John Harbaugh telling him, get out of the way. Let one of those guys with a lower number catch the ball.
Fighting the sun and the lights here in San Francisco. Buckhalter and Tapé in the backfield for the Eagles from the 17. Play action on first down, and the screen is caught by Buckhalter, but he loses a yard on the play thanks to the 4-time Pro Bowl end Bryant Young.
Bryant Young is still anchoring this defense. You know, and if you look at this defense of the 49ers, and they're getting it handed to them today, but they actually, in their starters, the number of games that they've played and started, they've got more games started than the Eagles defense do. And then Bryant Young in his 13th year, quietly the years keep adding up, but a lot of veteran players on that defense.
Penalty markers on second down.
Start offense, number 89. 5-yard penalty, second down.
That's on the tight end, Matt Schobel.
What you're seeing here from the Eagles is mistakes starting to creep in to the execution. It doesn't seem like the offense has been out there very much here in the third quarter. A lot of late hits, ball on the ground, those kind of things creeping in to the entire team.
Only 4 yards for the Eagles offense this quarter. 337 in the first half. Buckwalter now to the 13. Shante Spencer made the tackle as we check in downstairs with Don Toleffson.
Hey, Kenny, Brian Dawkins being examined by Eagles trainer Rick Bergholder and Dr. Gary Dorsheimer, the team internist. And as you said, Baldy, it was just that classic bell run play, but with such concern about concussive injuries, they're giving him the finger in the eye test, talking to him, but he really got rocked. Brian Westbrook out a couple of plays. They were checking his swollen knee on the training table, but as you can see, he's back in. Kenny?
Thanks, Don. Third down and 14. Westbrook the lone back. Eagles have to get to the 27 for a first down.
49er fans are on their feet right here.
They're winding down.
Yeah, they're supporting this young team here.
And the flag came out before McNabb signaled timeout.
He's arguing with the two. He thinks he got a call.
The question is, did one official see the signal before the flag from another official?
Prior to the delay of game, the coach for Philadelphia requested a timeout. There is no delay of game. Philadelphia is charged with their first team timeout.
So as long as one official heard Andy Reid yell timeout from the sidelines before the play clock hit 0, no penalty, and the Eagles charged with a timeout.
Donovan was showing Terry McCauley, the referee, the timeout signal that he called. But yeah, anybody can call a timeout. The coach gets a sideline official attention. That's just as good as getting the referee's attention. And there it is. I mean, the Eagles offense has come to a standstill here in the third quarter. Trying to sustain what you had in the first half. It's so hard when you get up and you've dominated. This is what happened really last week. Kind of amazing here. I mean, the 49ers 1-1 getting thoroughly handled in this game, but the fans, they want to see the return of good football to the Bay Area, and they're showing their support here.
Third down and 14. McNabb in trouble. Down he goes.
Ooh. They're going to say forward progress was not in the end zone, which is going to be very difficult for these fans to handle.
Anthony Adams with the sack. In between the 1 and the 2 yard line is where the ball is placed.
Eagles' favorite play action pass is turning McNabb around in the pocket. Here comes Anthony Adams. Kind of hard for me to say that that's forward progress was in the field of play and not in the end zone.
Johnson punting out of the end zone again. Williams. And Williams is finally taken down at the Eagles' 43. Terrific field position for the 49ers, who have come on in this third quarter. Still trailing 31-10. Wednesday night on Fox. The best defense is a good offense. On an all-new Justice. Wednesday at 9, 8 Central. Right after an all-new Bones on Fox. Brian, as you know, your discretion is advised.
A lot of good shows out there on Fox this year.
I'll decide if you can watch.
Yeah, I don't know. Prison Break. Prison Break is on the road this year. They've busted out.
I never miss it.
Oh, you got to throw that in the TiVo now.
Every Monday night.
I know it.
Smith 96 yards in the air in his third quarter, including a 75-yard connection with Brian Gilmore. From the Eagles 43, setting up the screen to Maurice Hicks. And Hicks has a first down. Inside the 30, brought down at the 28 by Ramsey after picking up 15 yards.
Well, the Eagles wanted to blitz, and they did blitz. They come off the corner here with 3, And it's the perfect play against it. Bring the defense to you, suck them in, and then throw it right over their heads with the quick screen. Well, sometimes, the defense wins, sometimes the offense wins, and sometimes you just have the right play on against the defense, and that's what that was.
Frank Gore has not yet returned after suffering that abdominal strain. Michael Robinson has checked in, and Alex Smith calls timeout with just over 1 minute remaining in the third quarter here in San Francisco. And the Eagles leading 31-10. 49ers using their final timeout. Speaking of prison break, Brian.
Well, I went by Alcatraz yesterday, because you ride the bike over the Golden Gate Bridge and you have a little lunch in Sausalito, and then you take the ferry back because it's too much work to pedal back, and you go right by Alcatraz there.
Did you get in?
No, I didn't want to go near it. I just looked at it, took a picture of it, and that was enough. I know people that they visit that rock out there every time they come to San Francisco. You can get some, that's sourdough right there, the mascot. You can get some good sourdough bread out here, down there on the wharf.
Are they throwing any fish like in Seattle?
No, but they probably wish Montana was still around to throw a few more passes.
Michael Robinson in the backfield. From the 28, draw play Robinson. And Robinson able to gain 8 yards. Down to the 20, Robinson scored his first NFL touchdown earlier this quarter, replacing the injured Frank Gore.
Sometimes I think it's easier when you're behind in a game the way the 49ers are to play offense than if it's in a tight game. Because you try more things, you take more chances, and right now, the 49ers, you can feel there's a little momentum here in the stadium and within the offense.
Second down and 2. Here's Robinson.
Jeez.
Good push. Robinson still on his feet. Brought down at the 7-yard line by Quentin Michael. Terrific second effort. And Robinson gains 13 more.
He ran right over Matt McCoy, who's down for the Eagles right now. And we're just seeing Michael Robinson show that athletic ability that you were talking about, Kenny, when they said he's the most impressive rookie that they've seen.
The only player in Penn State history to throw for 1,000 yards in his career and run for 1,000. Leading the way on this drive for the 49ers. Matt McCoy still down.
And Matt McCoy is just one of those guys that will hit anything that moves. They like his aggressiveness, and it has started to show up. He just puts a hit on Michael Robinson. You see Michael Robinson run right through the tackle of Matt McCoy. You just get a bunch of bodies just pushing, and Robinson almost came out of that thing. The Eagles, who are minus Lito Shepherd, lost Rod Hood in this game. Ryan Dawkins knocked out in the goal line. Matt McCoy down right now. It says that even if you're winning a game and dominating a game, it's still a physical game, and the 49ers are still pushing.
'49ers seem to pick up momentum after they were stopped on the goal line 3 times, and Patterson returned the fumble 98 yards. They scored on their next possession, and they're moving the ball very well on this one.
Dawkins trying to remember how to run right now, just trying to go back to square one up and down the corridor on the sidelines.
11 seconds remaining, third quarter. First and goal, San Francisco, just inside the 8.
I think the Eagles now respect Michael Robinson and the power that he has. They know that they're going to get bodies to him to bring him down.
Time winding down, third quarter. Smith, flush to the right. He throws, and the catch is made by Johnson, and he takes it down inside the 1. Tackled just shy of the goal line by Trotter.
Boy, Alex Smith keeping plays alive, using his athletic ability to do it.
So now the teams will walk 99 yards down the other way. 3 quarters in the books. It's the Eagles 31, the 49ers 10. The Eagles ran only 6 offensive plays in the third quarter, but they scored a touchdown on defense. 49ers looking to pull within 2 touchdowns.
Hey, Mike, watch the lead.
Smith tells Johnson to go to the other side,
which is probably where they're going to run the ball.
Now Fajita shifts to the left. From the 1, Robinson. And Michael Robinson on the second effort has his second touchdown today.
How about that? A former college quarterback, now a power back in the NFL. 2 one-yard touchdown runs here by Michael Robinson within the span of a couple of minutes. Good initial hit by the Eagles, but again, we see the power of Michael Robinson in second effort to get that ball into the end zone.
Tremendous athlete, a cornerback in high school, played some wide receiver for Joe Paterno as well as quarterback. Robinson carried the ball only twice the first 2 weeks, filling in for the injured Frank Gore. Following Gore's fumble and injury, Robinson with 2 one-yard touchdown runs.
Well, I think in light of the fumbles by Frank Gore, you'll see Michael Robinson, the short yardage goal line back for this team from now on.
So the Eagles, who led by 17 in the fourth quarter last week and lost the game in overtime, now lead by only 14 with a full quarter remaining.
Yeah, there it is. I mean, only 29 teams have come back from a 17-point deficit in the fourth quarter. And you look at the number of chances, it doesn't happen very often. But what we're watching is what happened last week against the Giants. Slowly, the Giants started coming back into it. The Eagles gambled a little bit. They got burned. And Andy Reid has to be concerned. And for the 49ers, they were down 21-7 to Arizona the first week, came back, got back into that game, ended up losing by a touchdown. Eagles huddling up as a group, knowing that this is a team game. Keep it that way. Trotter bringing the guys together. And Trent Dilfer using his veteran leadership, pounding the offensive linemen, letting them know what kind of a job they just did.
The report on Redskins or Eagles linebacker Matt McCoy, a stinger. McCoy shaken up moments ago. Eagles with a 14-point lead. They led 31-3 with 6 minutes remaining in the third quarter following the Mike Patterson 98-yard fumble recovery for a touchdown. 49ers have come back and scored on their last 2 possessions.
Michael Robinson filling in for a banged-up Frank Gore, delivering 2 one-yard touchdown runs with great power and effort.
Mendy's kickoff forcing Wynn 3 yards deep. He takes a knee. Eagles will start from their 20.
Well, the Eagles came in today the #1 ranked offense in football. And they had a tremendous first half, well over 300 yards of offense. And I think this game right now, and really a lot about this season, is going to be a lot about what the offense does in this series. You know, you have a chance of defense in the stands right here. The 49ers got a lift. They got some momentum. Donovan McNabb said that that collapse that happened last week will never happen again as long as he's quarterback, and he's got a chance to do something about that right now.
First half for the Eagles, 337 yards. Second half, -5. From the 20 on first down, McNabb incomplete, looking for Hank Baskett.
Well, last week in the second half, they dropped a lot of passes, and Andy Reid said that it was fatigue that contributed to that. Right there, they start this first down with a drop by Hank Baskett.
You know, Andy Reid told us that the Eagles last week, despite losing the game, played some of the best football in his 8 seasons as head coach. He told the team you could take some great things out of that game.
Yeah, but it's all about finishing and putting a team away as well, Kenny. They didn't do that last week, and they're not doing it so far in the second half today.
Westbrook on 2nd and 10. Able to gain 6 before he was tackled by Derek Smith. So a 3rd down and 4 coming up for the Eagles.
Well, I think part of putting a team away, Kenny, is the ability to run the ball when you have the lead. They couldn't do that last week. Now they pick up 6 yards from Westbrook there. Really a passing situation right now for the Eagles.
Three wide receivers. Reggie Brown in the slot. Eagles have to get to the 30 for a first. Fans on their feet in San Francisco. McNabb looking. He throws, and the catch is made for a first down out to the 32-yard line. So the Eagles able to quiet the crowd down as Reggie Brown has his 5th reception of the game.
And watch McNabb here. He takes a shot from Bryant Young at the end of this play. I mean, he never flinched right there, made the tough throw. And that's what you have to do. If you want to quiet a crowd, put a game away, you've got to make the tough plays McNabb did there on that 3rd down.
Brown split to the left. Basket to the right. Westbrook in the slot. Ball called to the lone back. Play clock at 2. Eagles get the snap away. And the pass is caught by the tight end, Matt Schobel. Schobel inside the 25 to the 10, finally tackled. Shawntae Spencer brought him down at the 8-yard line after a 60-yard pickup.
And the Eagles' go-to guy today, Reggie Brown, made that play possible with a great block on the outside. Right here, again, McNabb spreading that ball around, and you see him running down the field like that. The guy that was covering Schobel got picked off by Reggie Brown. And here is the block. Watch Reggie Brown here. See? Watch him come in, picks off Schobel's man, and that's Adams. And that's how he got so open and was able to run with it like that.
1st and goal from the 8, Westbrook. Into the end zone untouched. His 3rd touchdown today.
That was a statement by the leading offense in the NFL right there. 3 plays, touchdown, answered the call. Big statement by the Philadelphia Eagles.
A Reggie Brown 3rd down reception. A 60-yard connection from McNabb to Schobel. And then Brian Westbrook. His 3rd touchdown of the game. So after the 49ers cut the Eagles' lead to 2 touchdowns, it's now 38-17. Philadelphia.
Fox NFL Sundays, sponsored by Microsoft. Software for the people-ready business. By Lowe's, for all your home improvement needs. Lowe's. Let's build something together. By Nike Gridiron. Football is everything. And by Visa. Go on, live life, and remember that no matter what it takes, life takes Visa.
A 5-play, 80-yard drive. The big play, the 60-yard catch and run by Schobel. And for Brian Westbrook, his 3rd career 3-touchdown game.
And a big statement by the Eagles to quiet the 49er comeback.
Now Brandon Williams takes it out from the goal line. Williams out to the 23. Dexter Wynn made the tackle on special teams. For the Eagles defensive unit, Brian Dawkins remains on the sidelines. Matt McCoy has returned.
Yeah, and I think Brian is okay. He's got the shades on. Trying to keep that bright sunshine out of his eyes. Looking right into it on the sideline, but I think that needs to get some cobwebs cleared up there.
From the 22, play action on 1st down. Smith over the middle, and the catch is made. A spectacular catch by Eric Johnson in between 2 defenders. 26-yard pass play.
You know, sometimes you just have to pull the trigger, and I think Alex Smith is just getting better at this, better and better. Throwing this ball into a tight spot here, which you have to do in this league. There's not big windows. Quentin Michael right there coming over the top along with Matt McCoy underneath, and excellent throw.
Quentin Michael, who has replaced Brian Dawkins in the Eagles secondary. Hicks the lone back from the 47. Smith steps up, and he took a hit as he got rid of the football from Jerome McDougal, making his return. Missed all of last season.
Yeah, and they're going to need Jerome McDougal because they want to continue to rotate 8 defensive linemen. the way they did with Javon Curse. And so McDougal getting his first extended action in a couple of years. Missed all of last season, was inactive the first 2 weeks. They like to keep that rotation going. Not the number of sacks that the Eagles have had the first 2 weeks, but they've continued to apply pressure to Alex Smith and get a lot of hits on his body today.
The 2nd and 10 from the 48. Smith scanning the field, and then he throws it away. So a 3rd down coming up as we check in once again with Chris Rose in Los Angeles. Chris?
Kenny, a little baseball for you. I know the Phillies are right in the thick of it. So too are the Padres. Trevor Hoffman gets Freddie Sanchez to ground out for career save number 479. That breaks a tie with Lee Smith for the Topps all-time. Padres also lead the Dodgers by 2 in the NL West with the win. Back to Kenny and Baldy.
Some big pitching performances this weekend in San Diego.
Trevor Hoffman.
Chris Young coming within 2 outs of a no-hitter on Friday night.
Ineligible man downfield. Offense number 66. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
You know, I asked Donovan McNabb. We were meeting with him as Young allowed the home run to Joe Randa to break up the no-hitter. I asked Donovan if he ever played against Princeton in college.
Yeah.
Donovan, a member of the Syracuse basketball team, and Chris Young, who pitches for the Padres, played basketball at Princeton, but he said no.
No, but he said that his greatest memory of college basketball was beating Georgetown when he was at Syracuse. And then his greatest disappointment was losing the national championship his freshman year.
Lost to Kentucky back in '96. 2nd and 15. Smith looking for Bryant. He makes the catch. Antonio Bryant, only his 2nd reception in today's game. He picks up 49 yards.
And they went right after Rod Hood.
Offense number 24. 15-yard penalty. 2nd down.
It's coming back. 2nd penalty called on Michael Robinson today.
But he's working on Roderick Hood, who's just not healthy out here. You see him limping at the end of the play. I mean, he can't stay with Antonio Bryant. No safety help right there. The Eagles, if I had a concern with this football team early in the season, is just to play the secondary. They just continually have given up big plays in the passing game, even with a great and improved pass rush.
Well, they're without Lito Shepherd, now without Brian Dawkins. We've seen Joselio Hansen, Quentin Michael, Roderick Hood over these first 3 weeks.
Yeah, I mean, Joselio Hansen is out there playing that left corner spot right now. He's a former 49er. Started 3 games for him 2 years ago. Practice squad 3 years ago. Actually had to go over to NFL Europe to get back into the league this year.
Made the Eagles roster as a free agent. 2nd down and 30. Caught by Arnaz Battle at the 36-yard line. Gain of 8. Sheldon Brown made the tackle.
No, usually they say, Kenny, that the best friend that a secondary can have is a great pass rush, and the Eagles have had that this year. And that would be my biggest concern is with the rush, they're still giving up big plays. Last week, of course, in the collapse to the Giants, but opening week of the season against Houston gave up some big plays in the passing game and have given up some today.
And the Eagles without a sack today of Alex Smith.
Playing just a 3-man rush right now and 8 guys back in the coverage.
They have to get to the Eagles 42. Smith hit, lost the football. It's still loose. That's the first sack of the game. And the Eagles have recovered.
There's the first sack and a forced fumble, and really the guy at the bottom there that forced that play.
Darren Howard with the sack and the strip.
Darren Howard, who when he came into this league was a left end for the New Orleans Saints, and now being moved there now with the injury to Javon Curse. So that's what you want to do when you're sacking a quarterback, is bring that club and get the ball out of the quarterback's hands. Darren Howard has been the guy that has ignited this improved pass rush throughout the preseason and 3 games into this year.
Second 49ers turnover. The toss to Ryan Moats, running behind the fullback Thomas Tapay. And Moats able to gain 8 yards all the way down to the 21. Before Brian Westbrook in today's game, Ryan Moats was the last Eagle to gain 100 yards on the ground. Did it last December against the Giants.
Yeah. He got great quickness and explosiveness. You know, he's not a big guy, and so teams, they try to get him into pass protection schemes where he's got to hold up, and he's a guy that has to improve that. He has to improve his recognition in the protection game for Andy Reid to have more confidence to put him out there.
Eagles over 400 yards of total offense. 2nd and 2. And the Rams pass incomplete, intended for Reggie Brown.
Donovan said he doesn't allow drop passes to bother him. He said that the encouraging thing is that when he sees a drop pass, it just reinforces him into it, that there's plays to be made in this offense. And really, it should be unstoppable, and it has been for 3 weeks. And McNabb is the key. He is continually finding the open man.
3rd down and 2. McNabb with time. Pass into the end zone to Brown, but he bobbled it and then stepped out of bounds.
Can't throw a ball any better than that. I mean, there's all kinds of different ways you throw a ball. You know, you zip it, you float it. Watch Reggie Brown right here. Just a corner route. Drops this ball right in the breadbasket, and it went right through it. Went right through that hole in the glove there, Ken.
So the Eagles send out the field goal unit. Akers hit from 21 earlier. This will be a 39-yard attempt. Dirk Johnson is the holder. Wide to the left. So with 9.5 remaining in this 4th quarter, the Eagles' lead remains 38-17 over the 49ers.
Fox NFL Sunday is sponsored by Toyota. Choose any direction as long as it's forward. Toyota, moving forward.
Back in San Francisco, 49ers take over following the missed Eagles field goal from their own 29. Empty backfield. Alex Smith on 1st down steps up and slides out to the 38-yard line. Brian, the Eagles today with their biggest output offensively since they put up 42 on San Francisco last year, 2nd week of the season.
Yeah, you know, and I think the Eagles got a long 5.5-hour ride back home. They're probably going to talk amongst themselves about what they left out here on the field today. I mean, missed field goal, missed touchdowns, some extracurricular activity leading to some big plays on San Francisco's part.
Did take advantage of a turnover. 98-yard fumble return. As Smith was pressured that time by Lawan Ramsey, and a flag.
Really late flag, too. Terry McCauley had a long time to look at the rookie Lawan Ramsey putting a hit on him.
There's no foul on the play for intentional grounding. Number 84 was in the vicinity.
So McCauley picks up the flag.
Well, Lawan Ramsey has been a good surprise, a late draft pick for the Eagles this year. One of those guys that just shows up every day in practice, hasn't missed any days. Got a good pass rush to him, and really a hard guy to keep off the field.
3rd down and 2. Smith to the near side, Bryant. And Antonio Bryant picks up a 1st down at the 42. What's going on in the world of Major League Baseball, Chris Rose?
Kenny, Phillies fans are not going to like this. Nomar Garciaparra for the 2nd time this week with a walk-off homer. This of the Grand Slam variety. Dodgers remain a half game back of the Phillies in the wild card chase. Wow, it is getting exciting. Back to Kenny and Baldy.
I remember when Nomar was in the the Red Sox organization playing in Trenton. Playing double-A ball in Trenton a couple of years ago.
Missed out on the 2004 World Series. He was a member of the Cubs following the trade from the Red Sox. Smith looking for Brian Gilmore. Donovan McNabb, a big Cubs fan.
Oh, sure.
Grew up in Chicago.
Yeah. Tell you what, he was incredibly loose when we met with him on Friday, incredibly confident about, in fact, you know, the thing that bothered him most about this trip was his battery ran out on his DVD while he was watching, you know, a movie that somebody gave him, You, Me, and Dupree. I think you probably saw. You're a movie buff, Kenny. He seemed like, all right, let me go back and study some more game film if the battery's out.
Now Smith over the top, and it's batted down by Sean Barber. Yeah, Donovan going back and forth between 49ers game film and the movie, and you know how it is.
Cracking jokes. He's just busting on his teammates, he said, for 6 hours.
You know how it is in those long flights.
Oh.
You have to charge the battery to its fullest.
Yeah, he didn't do that. I think there's only mistake he made on this trip. You know, for the Eagles right now, I mean, they get San Francisco today, and they were expected to win this game, and they get Green Bay at home on Monday night, and their schedule only gets tougher as the season goes on. So they get these games here, they got to get as much work in and be as sharp as they can while they have that chance to pad the record.
Third down and 10. Smith in trouble. He's hit by Michael Lewis. The ball is loose. And the 49ers fall on it. Second sack of the game for the Eagles. Second sack of the season for Michael Lewis.
Yeah, Michael Lewis just coming off the corner, and this is what you hope a young quarterback can recognize before the snap. Michael Lewis just crushed him.
Lee's punt is down at the 33. There is a flag.
Going to be an infraction out of bounds on the 49ers. I think it's going to be an illegal touch on the 49ers. Somebody out of bounds being the first one in to touch it.
That's why the official threw his hat
Illegal
to signify a
kick.
player out of bounds.
Player number 23 went out of bounds, came back in, and was first to touch the ball. 5-yard penalty added into the play. First down, timeout.
That's on Marcus Hudson, 6th-round draft pick out of NC State. So the Eagles get the ball back, leading by 21.
Yeah, I talked to a lot of Eagle fans out here in San Francisco, seeing them around the city, and they have to travel to see the Eagles because they can't get tickets at Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia, so they go on the road to see the Eagles.
And they should be able to fly home with pleasant thoughts as Correll Buckhalter gains a couple. Just over 7 minutes remaining. Eagles coming off the overtime loss to the Giants, leading 38-17. With a victory today, Eagles would be all alone in first place in the NFC East. The Giants lost today, dropping to 1-2. Redskins with a win. They are also 1-2. The 1-1 Cowboys with a bye.
The Eagle fans are anticipating that October 8th match in Philadelphia in 2 weeks.
Buckhalter. Big day for the Eagles, over 400 yards of offense. McNabb 296 in the air. Westbrook 164 total yards, 3 touchdowns. And Reggie Brown with the first 100-yard game of his career, 50 coming on the flea flicker on the first play from scrimmage.
Oh, I just think Andy Reid set the tone for this game. To get that bad taste out of their mouth from a week ago, to go with the flea flicker, execute it like they did. They walked through yesterday right out here at Monster Park at Candlestick Point. Probably reviewed that play a couple of times, and to see it executed like that was a good start.
Third down and 3. Down goes McNabb. Brandon Moore with his second sack of the season.
And I would get McNabb out of the game. He doesn't need to take any more shots like that.
Think Jeff Garcia wants to play today?
Believe me, I mean, I was talking to Garcia before this game, and he had such great memories here. Kind of, taking over for Steve Young, struggling, bringing the team out of salary cap, out of the doldrums of that, getting them to win the division. 3-time Pro Bowler here. Had 90 or 86 tickets he had to get today for friends. Grew up in Gilroy, California, the garlic capital of the world, just down the road from here.
Only 86 tickets?
Only 86. Yeah. All sitting together, though. Got them together. That's the key.
Brandon Williams out of bounds at the 24. Well, tomorrow night on Fox, it's an all-new action-packed episode of Prison Break. Starting at 8, 7 Central. Michael, Lincoln, 5 others on the run, searching for the cash in Utah. Viewer discretion is advised.
Do you think these guys could escape from Alcatraz? Now, if you threw these guys on Alcatraz, they'd still probably find a way to get out.
I think Michael Schofield can escape from anywhere.
He's the guy you're following?
Will you be watching tomorrow night?
I'm going to be watching Reggie Bush tomorrow night in New Orleans.
Here's Michael Robinson, who took the pitch from Reggie Bush's high school teammate, Alex Smith. The reopening of the Superdome as the Saints and Falcons, a couple of 2-0 teams, will get together tomorrow night. Up next for the Eagles, a Monday night game next week against the Green Bay Packers.
Yes, and then, our pregame show is going to Carolina next Sunday. We'll get a chance to see Reggie Bush as the Saints go to play the Panthers next Sunday. Alex Smith will be watching Monday night, his old high school teammate.
Smith on the move. Connects with Bryant. Wrapped up by Joselio Hansen. We take you back to Helix High School in San Diego. Quarterback is Alex Smith, connecting with a wide open Reggie Bush.
Imagine if that was your job in high school. You're just going to go cover the fastest guy. I mean, look how wide open he is right there. Like there's nobody defending him.
And despite all the scouts coming out to watch Reggie Bush, Alex Smith received only 2 scholarship offers, and one from Louisville, where his uncle John L. Smith was the head coach, now at Michigan State. Catch is made out at the 41-yard line by Antonio Bryant, and Alex, of course, took the offer from Utah, where he played under Urban Meyer, went 21-1 as a starter, finished 4th in Heisman voting.
Well, I think that Urban Meyer at Florida said he didn't anticipate him having any success last year. He said he had to be completely reprogrammed from the college game.
2nd down and 6. Over the top to Robinson. And everybody we spoke to, including Alex Smith within the 49ers organization, are thrilled with the progress under Norv Turner, who came in to replace Mike McCarthy, the former offensive coordinator, who is now the head coach in Green Bay.
Yeah, he said he's actually better than what he thought he was going to be.
Smith on 1st down, penalty marker. Smith escapes and out of bounds at the 49.
Is that how Michael Schofield escapes right there?
Well, Alex doesn't have the tattoos all over his body.
The face. Defense, number 97. 5-yard penalty added to the end of the run. Automatic 1st down.
Schofield has all the plans tattooed up his arms, on his back.
Yeah, well, a lot of quarterbacks have, the plans on their arms too, but Alex Smith doesn't. Sometimes they put the plays on the wrist, but Alex Smith, they say, is so intelligent, he doesn't need that. I mean, he just has this incredibly photographic memory. He just has it all wired upstairs.
His college coach, Urban Meyer, says Alex Smith is the smartest player he's ever coached.
Takes a lot at that position. There's just so much. In fact, it's hard to shut it down some weeks in your preparation.
Smith off his back foot, complete to Robinson. But he was met by the 1st-round pick out of Florida State, Bunkley. Loss of 4 on the play.
Well, we asked Alex what his week was like, in preparation for a game on Sunday. You come in Monday and you get the soreness out and you watch the film, and You know, you lift and you run and all those kind of things. And then Tuesday's supposed to be a player's day off, and he hasn't had one of those. He said he doesn't anticipate it. He's getting the game plan emailed to him, and he's starting to get ready for Wednesday's practice.
Second down at 14. Smith with time over the top to Maurice Hicks. And Hicks takes it down to the 37, about a yard shy of the marker. Third down and 2. And Hicks able to pick up the first.
Hey, think about it, Kenny. That you know, that one play, Frank Gore fumbling at the goal line and Mike Patterson running it back 98 yards. It's a big difference in this game.
We welcome those of you who have been watching the Giants and the Seahawks. Kenny Albert along with Brian Baldinger in San Francisco.
Defense, 12 men on the field, 5-yard penalty, first down.
Philadelphia Eagles with a 38-17 lead over the 49ers. Andy Reid coming off the overtime loss. Eagles blew a 17-point lead against the Giants last Sunday. They've received 3 touchdowns from Brian Westbrook. Donovan McNabb, 296 yards in the air, and a team record 98-yard fumble return for a touchdown by defensive lineman Mike Patterson. Alex Smith on the 49ers from the 30. Smith looking for the tight end, Eric Johnson, as we hit the 2-minute warning, with the Eagles looking to raise their record to 2-1 following the tough loss last week, leading by 21. Looking to erase the memories of last week. First play from scrimmage, a flea flicker, 50-yard pass from McNabb to Reggie Brown.
No question. Got things started today.
Second down and 5 for Alex Smith and the 49ers. Pass is caught, taken down to the 20-yard line for a first down by the tight end, Eric Johnson. A welcome to those of you who have been watching the Rams and the Cardinals. Eagles leading the 49ers 38-17. Smith taken down for the 3rd time in this half, and that is the 5th sack of the season for Trent Cole, who coming into play today led the entire National Football League.
Boy, he's coming off the bottom right here. He's moved around quite a bit, and he just plays so low. In fact, Trent Cole is a country boy that likes to fish and likes to hunt. He said he can't decide whether he'd rather go bag a deer with a bow or trap a quarterback down from behind like he just did.
Said he gets a great adrenaline rush from both. Smith to the outside, and the catch made at the 24-yard line by Arnez Battle. Under a minute remaining, 4th quarter, 3 touchdowns for Brian Westbrook. Eagles with over 400 yards of offense. Donovan McNabb, 296 in the air, as the Eagles, with their highest scoring game since they put up 42 on the 49ers last season. Again, Eric Johnson, the intended receiver. Clock stops with 29 seconds remaining. First play from scrimmage, flea flicker. McNabb, 50-yard pass play. Reggie Brown makes the catch. Brian Westbrook with one of his 3 touchdowns today. Frank Gore fumbles, brought back 98 yards. Team record 98-yard fumble return by Mike Patterson. And the Eagles are a half minute away from taking over first place in the NFC East. Smith to Battle. Taken down at the 10-yard line by Trent Cole. The OT presented by Lowe's is coming up with Joe, Terry, Howie, and Jimmy from Seattle. Time winding down here in San Francisco as Smith stops the clock.
You know, going back to that flea flicker to start the game, Andy Reid has done things like this in the past. Remember, he started the season in Dallas one year with an onside kick, and
That was the pickle juice game. Deuce Staley had a big day, and you know, you're on a flight for 6 hours, and you know, you're studying, you're trying to think about the psyche of your team and how to get that, you know, that killer instinct back. I mean, what a great way to do it, and then to execute it like he did. He said even if we didn't make it and convert that play, the fact that we showed everybody we're going to be aggressive, he thought that was just as important. Here is the first play. Pitch back from Buckholter back to McNabb and down the field to Reggie Brown.
Snap.
Penalty flag as Smith had trouble with the snap.
False start, illegal snap on the center. 5-yard penalty. 5-yard penalty. Second down. Please set the game clock to 10 seconds.
Alex Smith and the 49ers lost their opening game in Arizona, beat the Rams last week. Eagles with a Week 1 victory in Houston. And then the heartbreaking loss to the Giants, who came back from 17 points down. But it will be a very happy flight back to the East Coast for the Philadelphia Eagles.
McNabb will get his batteries recharged. You know, probably won't run out on the way back home. He'll be so busy cracking jokes on the way home, it won't make any difference.
Smith to the end zone for Johnson. Touchdown. Eric Johnson, the tight end out of Yale, who missed all of last season with a foot injury, reaches the end zone with 6 seconds remaining. Michael Lewis is the injured Eagle.
Well, it was the second to last play of regulation last week against the Giants when Javon Curse got hurt. No idea what to think, how Mike Lewis might have been injured on the play.
You look at the Eagles secondary, already without cornerback Lito Shepherd. They lost Ryan Dawkins earlier today. There's Roderick Hood, who
limped
started the game for Shepherd and then limped off, and now Lewis is shaken up.
They kept 10 defensive linemen this year to start the season, and they went a little light in the secondary. And you know, you try and do things right, and you try and, you know, get the right guys in there and the right number of guys, and then the area that they're hit hardest by injuries is the area where they kept the least amount of guys. Dante Stallworth, I tell you, he's happy they won, but that's not a great feeling when you're the starting receiver and you think it's kind of revolving around you, and they go out and put on a performance like that today. You think, you know what, they can do this without me. I better get my butt back out there and get healthy.
Joe Nedney adds the extra point. Dante Stallworth, terrific the first 2 games as an Eagle. Inactive today due to the hamstring injury. He watched as Reggie Brown hit over 100 yards for the first time in his career. 5 catches for 106. Brian Westbrook, 117 yards on the ground for the Eagles. On the other side, Alex Smith with a career day. 27 for 46, 293 yards, all career best.
He showed me a lot today. I mean, he was hit, he was battered, he played from behind today, kept fighting, gets the ball in the end zone there. You think about it, I mean, you know, that's a 14-point swing right now, and that was what happened on the fumble recovery today. 14-point swing on that one play. Frank Gore fumbles going in to score. Mike Patterson the other way. The 49ers will be saying those kind of things to themselves.
That Patterson return gave the Eagles a 31-3 lead. Michael Robinson, the former Penn State quarterback, scored the first 2 touchdowns of his NFL career for the 49ers. The OT presented by Lowe's is coming up with Joe, Terry, Howie, and Jimmy. Great job by our entire crew here in San Francisco. Our producer Barry Landis, director Michael Frank, associate director Ray Benassi, broadcast associate Gerard DeVascar, technical producer Pete Chalveras, our statistician Dave Corris, our spotter John Davis. Six seconds remaining in San Francisco. Greg Lewis takes the onside kick and is dragged out of bounds by Keith Lewis. No relation. Still 3 seconds remaining.
Yeah. I tell you, these playmakers from the Eagles just keep showing up. Greg Lewis, the third receiver today with the injury to Stallworth. Like, that's a pretty good catch right there on the run.
And then Lewis throws Lewis out of bounds. Our studio show in Seattle today, produced by Scott Ackerson, directed by Bob Levy, the associate director Stephanie Medina, Jack Simmons, the senior vice president of production. The senior producer is Bill Brown, and the executive producers of Fox Sports are Ed Gorin and David Hill. Andy Reid set the tone by calling for the flea flicker on the first play from scrimmage. Eagles gain 50, and they go on to score 38. Philadelphia now 2-1. San Francisco drops to 1-2. We'll return after these messages.